live for the first time in quite a while. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Quinn the GM, and I'm joined for the first time, I think the first time on my channel since House of the Dragon Season 2 ended, which I assume just scared him off. Welcome, Fantasy Haven, the late Lord Haven.
It's embarrassing how long it's been. Yeah, thanks for having me. Hey,
When
guys.
was that August that it ended? Am I misremembering?
I think so.
Jesus.
All I remember from our live streams were like a blur. That
They
8-week
were.
period, just non-stop working on videos, non-stop live streams. It's just one big nightmare.
Yeah, I barely
I
remember it, if
remember
I'm being honest.
that one live stream that like we had technical issues.
Oh
and
God, what episode was that?
we
Episode
nearly
like
divorced.
3 or something? That was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but welcome back, everyone. We are not talking about House of the Dragon today. Instead, we're talking about nicknames, titles, A Song of Ice and Fire, nicknames. This is specific to main series. Do you want to go through the stipulations here as you have our list?
Did you put a K in nickname?
I believe you did since you made this. Also,
Why did I do that?
S is smaller than the. I can show people the Canva ownership of the
fellas,
document.
my bad. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, well, this is a good test to see if it actually changes on the presentation you have up.
Yeah. So let's see. Has
it changed?
Yes, it
I've
has.
changed
Oh wait. Yes, we're good. Excellent.
Oh, good. Technology. Okay.
Perfect.
Yes, everyone. So this is the nickname tier list. I'll try not to fiddle. My mic keeps falling off me. It's kind of broken. My headset, sorry. So this might be a multi-part series because I did some research today, and there's a lot of nicknames. There's way more nicknames than you'd even imagine. So for this stream, at least, we are focusing only on a Song of Ice and Fire nicknames, right? So no historical stuff. That will be another stream, and it'll only be nobles. So Westerosi nobles and Essosi nobles, but no commoners, because again, there are too many, and it would take hours and hours and hours to get through them all. So we're starting with Song of Ice and Fire noble nicknames.
Also, I mean, Fantasy Haven is British, which means classist, so that's why we're not doing the common people today.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 But,
We're just as backwards as Westeros sometimes.
oh yeah. Well, you are the basis, right? So you guys have that claim to fame at least.
I mean, if you look at the map, it's just the island of Britain, and then like the island of Ireland flipped upside down and put on top of Britain.
Yeah.
And then there's just Westeros. Like Dawn is just Cornwall.
I've
Wales
always
is the
thought
Vale.
that since Martin is American, I feel very strongly that characters should have American accents.
I'm not even gonna address that.
I think it fits. I think it works.
Who are you? David reads A Song of Ice and Fire?
Oh God. Oh, what is that? Is that the one where Davos is Southern? I love that.
I think is he?
If
only
memory
listened
serves,
to
I remember listening to
reading of the
one where
first book.
Davos was Southern and thinking that was an inspired choice.
Brienne has a Jersey accent, which is pretty basic.
That's pretty good. Martin
I
would.
think the Tyrells are Southern.
That would make sense. Like the kind
awful
of
part,
plantation
yeah.
type accent. Yeah. Southern
Alright, well,
aristocrats who everyone rightfully hates. But yeah, be sure to like the stream. Subscribe to Fantasy Haven if you haven't. His channel is linked in the description. And if you have any specific names you'd want us to rank, feel free to send it in a super chat. So yeah, that's good. Do we have anything we particularly want to start with?
Okay, honestly, my beautiful Quinn, my darling, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Give me a region. So that could be North, Riverlands, Vale, Westerlands, Iron Islands, Reach, Dawn, Stormlands, Crownlands, or Essos generally.
I'm gonna say, I say Crownlands. I think that's a good starting point.
Okay, Crownlands. So let's start off with, yeah. Let's do this one. All right, we're starting off with the Red Crab.
The Red
So
Crab.
do you remember who this is?
I'm gonna guess a Celtigar, but I don't remember which one.
Yes, it's Adrian Celtigar or Celtigar, whatever. Yes, he's like the sour old lord who initially supports Stannis, but then he ends up bending the knee to Joffrey. So this is one of those many nicknames that are basically just a description
Color
of the
animal.
sigil. Yeah, and it's like, the Celtigar sigil, red crabs on a silver field. And it's like, you're telling me he's the first ever Celtigar who came up with the idea of calling himself the Red Crab?
Yeah, and also, I mean, like, I mean, crabs, that's the color I think of, red. I don't know if that's super duper creative. Also, people are saying your audio is a bit low if you want to turn up your mic a tad.
My audio is low. That makes a change. Wait,
I
hold on.
know. I think I might have over adjusted.
Damn, really? Yeah, hold on. Feel free, yeah, if you can, feel free to turn me up. Let me have a look at my settings.
Yeah. I might actually
Like
go
I
do
said,
that real quick. Let's see. You guys are getting a little bit of a peek behind the curtain here, but we'll go here. And we actually have a super chat, which we'll do as soon as... oh, thank you, Tom Bombadil, one of my lovely patrons who's pledged here. I think D for Red Crab is what I'm leaning towards. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, anything like it's not offensive, but anything that's just a a description of the sigil is
I would agree.
kind of lame, honestly. Let's put Adrian the Red Crab in here for now. How's my mic now, by the way?
Yes. Tell
How's
us
my
in the
audio?
chat. I can't tell. You sound the same to me. But
That's good.
super chat from one Tom Bombadil, who should have been in the movies. Give me freedom, give me fire, give me Baylor butthole, or I retire.
Beautiful.
So Baylor butthole, I remember he was betrothed to what? One of the Martells, right?
Elia, Martell.
yes. And then that was the betrothal before Rhaegar.
Mm.
Was he a
Yes.
Hightower, if memory serves?
He was a Hightower. It was Baelor Hightower, known as Baelor Brightsmile, and he allegedly broke wind in front of her, and she couldn't take him seriously, and Oberyn nicknamed him Baelor Breakwind, and that one fart changed the entire course of Westeros because of course she went on to marry Rhaegar.
Mm-hmm. So important
That's wild.
nickname.
That
It's
is an
also-
important one. We'll be getting to that one. Trust me, I have that written down. I got all the nicknames here.
Oh, Baylor Breakspear? Or Butthole? Breakwind.
Yeah, oh, that's coming. That's coming.
Baylor Breakwind. That's it.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
you didn't think it was actually butthole, did you?
No, of course not.
All right, shall we move on? So there is a character who supports Stannis called Sir Godry Farring.
Mm-hmm. Godry the
Remember Sir
Giant
Godry
Slayer.
Yes, the Giant Slayer. And again, this is a very simple nickname. He killed a giant. He ran down a giant with a lance. When Stannis' army attacks Mance Rayder's collection of wildling armies.
Mm-hmm. And I think it fits with his sigil pretty well, which is nice because it's the guy with the sword, right? The purple and the white.
Yeah, the purple and white knight. And I will say we have some nice alliteration. So I'm always gonna boost nicknames that have, because George loves alliteration. I do as well. Godry the Giant Slayer.
Yeah, it works better with his first name than just like flat out.
Yeah, Godry the Giant Slayer Farring doesn't necessarily flow that well, but just Godry Giant Slayer.
Yeah.
Let's go. And it's just cool. He's just I've said this before. He gives me what's his name from Beauty and the Beast? Who's the villain?
Gaston.
Gaston. He gives me Gaston vibes. He's just this like big, arrogant, handsome guy, and then he has like a weird little sidekick. But instead of it being LeFou, it's Clayton Suggs.
Yeah, that's true. The pig guy who Asha hates.
Yeah, the pig guy.
I think B tier for Giant Slayer.
Oh, it's bombastic. It's alliterative. The Giant Slayer.
I'm thinking about names.
I like how simple it is.
Yeah, I'm thinking about names that like would deserve to be an A and S tier, and I don't think it's quite there, but it's
No, it's not creative enough. But Red Crab is like boring, simplistic. Giant Slayer is like beautiful minimalism. We're not reading too much into this at all.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move on?
Yes. What's next?
Okay, now we are moving on to House Velaryon.
Ooh.
So
The Snee Snake?
there are not the seat. Remember, we're not doing historical.
I know.
There's a bunch of bastards in the series, and not all of them, but most of them are given the title of the Bastard of X based on where they're from.
Mhm.
And so I don't think they all belong in the same tier because some of them sound cooler than others. So the Bastard of Driftmark,
That's pretty good.
that's pretty good. It's not, there are better ones, but this one's decent to me. The Bastard of Driftmark.
That's Arain Waters, the one and only, correct?
The one and only, yeah.
Are we ranking
boy right
Lord
there.
of the Waters?
No, that's titles. Oh, that's another live stream.
Titles is okay. Yeah, I see it.
I was gonna do nicknames and like official titles, but then I was like, there is too much. You
Yeah.
don't understand, Quinn. There's so much. That'll be its own thing.
So Bastard of
God damn.
Driftmark, I think it's in a space between Giant Slayer and Red Crab for me.
If only there was a space in between B and D.
I wish they would invent a letter that a good character would have the last name with that initial, but it's hard to say.
Oh, I was trying to think of something.
Nimble Dick
I was trying to think
Crab?
of a character with this. I messed it. Dick Crab. There we go. Oh,
Yeah.
I've ruined it now.
Is that are
was
we
like,
adding
what
that to
isn't-
the list too?
Oh, he's on there. Of course he is. Wait a minute. He's not a Crownlander though.
Wait, where's House Crab? I thought they were the Crownlands.
House. Am I going crazy?
I think that
No,
the
they are the
Crownlands.
Crownlands. They are. Oh, my
You
bad, I
forgot
apologize.
Nimble Dick?
No, I wrote him down on another list. I think I must have. Okay, we're getting.
That's a title.
Might be. Yeah, yeah. That's his official.
His courtly, he was given that right. Yeah, good. Okay, S tier. Yes.
Nimble Dick.
I think he
So this
earns an S tier by way of like being left off the list here.
That is a ridiculous rule to go by.
It's a good.
Nimble
It's a
Dick.
catchy name at least.
Why is he called Nimble Dick?
I am not positive that we know why he is
He's
called
just
that.
nimble. He's just nimble.
Yeah.
I like nimble as an adjective.
Mhm.
Dick is funny.
Reminds me of Richard Nixon.
Reminds me of that fellow Richard Nixon. Nimble Dick.
That was tricky.
That's
Dick.
just something. It's got a nice little, nimble dick. It's cheeky. It matches his kind of
does.
cheeky vibe. Nimble Dick.
And it very much kind of tracks with like Brienne's arc with him, in that like she kind of initially takes the face value of the name and thinks he is a dick, but he actually seems to be a pretty decent guy.
Yeah, that might be a stretch, but yeah, let's say yeah. Let's say yes.
I'd say A tier for Nimble Dick.
What are you saying? Sorry.
I'd say A tier.
Oh, A. I don't know about A. I feel like
S.
just to clarify, the character is an S, right? So we're not
Yes.
ranking the characters. We're ranking the name.
Oh, you want lower?
Nimble Dick. Oof. I'm thinking B. I'm thinking B for this one.
I feel like we're going to be killed if it's A though, or if it's B.
Don't give in to peer pressure.
I've
Don't give in to the
been
Nimble
peer
Dick stands
pressured
in the
pretty
chat.
hard here.
I mean, it's a great name. It's kind of it's
You know what?
fun. It's cheeky. It perfectly suits his character, but it's not like it doesn't hit me. It doesn't hit me as an S or an A.
InGen in the chat has sold me in that he really wasn't that nimble because he got shot and killed. So I'm okay with B tier.
Fair enough.
I will also say,
B
we
tier.
do have a super chat here that I need to bring to your attention from Gwen Pendragon.
Hey.
Very good point. Isn't Lord of the Waters a nickname because the actual title is Lord of the Tides?
That is correct. Yes. The Lord of the Waters is like a take on that because he is Aurane Waters, and that's the bastard name for those born in the Crownlands.
So I think it's a
This is a-
nickname.
Let's go. When does he call himself Lord of the Waters?
He never calls himself that. It's from a Winds of Winter sample chapter. Arion is traveling
yes.
up Cape Wrath, I think, or maybe this is when she's still in Dorne, and she hears tell of the Pirate King, the Lord of the Waters, who's taken over the Stepstones.
I keep forgetting that Pirate King Aurane isn't technically confirmed canon. It's just everyone treats
I know,
it like
it's
confirmed
because that could
canon.
just get erased in the Winds of Winter.
Yeah. Okay, well, we get a Lord of the Waters. Okay, well, we've already discussed it. First off, it slaps. Lord
Yeah.
of the Waters. But the meaning behind it, that it's a twist on Lord of the Tides, which is the title of his, legitimate father, but he's a bastard, he's a Waters, so he's like, I'm gonna take this title from my noble father, give it a little bastard twist, assign it to myself. Lord of the Waters. I like that. I like that. I'm thinking
It's clever.
I'm thinking A.
I
I'm thinking A.
agree with A because I don't. It's S has to have like a certain amount of like of sauce there. That's like it's just a little
Yeah.
bit not there.
Lord of the Waters is like you're like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
it's
S
really
needs to
good.
blow me out my chair.
Yeah, okay. Lord of the
Knock me off
Waters,
my
I'm
chair, I
happy with
think,
that
more sense.
placement. First A tier, fitting.
Mm. Okay, and then we have one more from the Crown Lands, unless we get called out by the chat again, which I like. Please call us
Oh
out when we
yes,
forget
please.
people,
As this is your lawyering, and I'm very proud of you, chat.
Boom. Boros the
Oh,
Belly.
I forget. Is Blount's Crownlands? I guess.
Yeah. House Blount is from the Crown Lands.
Boris the Belly. I'm tempted to just go beats here for the sake of alliteration.
In true Martonian fashion. Boros the Belly. I mean, it's very simple. His name's Boros. Um, he's fat. He's got a belly. Alliteration. Boros the Belly. This is like C tier for me. You know?
Yeah.
It's like Boros the Belly. It's the if it weren't for the if it was like Boros the Fat, that would be lame. But the alliteration pushes it up a bit. It's kind of funny because he's something of a. Is it 2 R's or 1 R? I think it's. No, it's one. It's one.
Yeah.
He's something of a comic relief character to an extent. So tonally, it's a nickname that works.
I'd say I'm good with C.
Yeah, comic relief if you ignore the child abuse. There we go.
I forgot about that.
No, I gotta reread the book. Sometimes I. Okay.
Mooman says,
we
does
have done
anyone
the
call
Crown
him
Lands.
that like more than once? I'm pretty sure they do. Boros the Belly. I feel like I can remember it in Cersei's perspective multiple times, and I did just reread all those chapters.
He is well, okay. Here's a little riddle for you. What does Boros the Blount have in common with Beric Dondarrion?
Martin has tried and failed to kill them.
Yes. They're both.
Oh, did I get it actually?
Yeah.
Because he dies in the draft, right?
Yeah. The idea was, I think it was gonna be like he basically because he's the food tester that he's just like gaining weight and he doesn't really move around much anyway and he's already kind of fat so he's just becoming more and more unhealthy. And then he just like has a heart attack and and his death leads to Robert Strong taking over the new position, right? The Mountain in Disguise.
And also like Cersei's paranoid that he was poisoned, but he just had a heart attack and died.
Yes,
great idea, George. You should have kept that in.
Or it could be that he genuinely was poisoned, right? Like by Varys hiding the walls, but he's like, obviously Tommen won't be poisoned, but if I poison Boros, that will drive Cersei crazy. So it could be intentional.
Crazy.
Because originally, of course, Aris Oakheart was meant to survive in Dawn, but then instead he swapped it, so Aris is dead and Boros is alive. They might. What do you think Boros's fate is going to be?
I think it's hard to say. I could see him dying in trial by combat because he is kind of bound to do that for any member of the royal family. I could also just see that maybe Martin pushes this death forward a little bit, or maybe he's executed by Aegon. I don't know. I don't think he's lasting very long, regardless.
InGen Nate Kenny in the chat said he's going to have a heart attack at the trial of 7.
I could see that.
That would, like, as soon as it begins, he just like keels over.
Oh, I saw some theory on YouTube talking about Cersei's trial being a trial of 7. It was pretty good. I forget who it was. It might have been a somewhat annoyed llama, but that could just be misremembering. But
we should do a live stream about that.
That's a good idea.
We should just be desperate YouTubers and do a live stream every time any sort of mild hot D news comes out or like small theory pops up.
That's a great idea. We would have had.
Let's milk this for all it's worth.
Do you see the thing today?
No, the thing that doesn't.
Yeah, I know that's super descriptive, right? There was a piece of paper that was leaked. They did a table read for season 3, I think yesterday. And the actress who plays Sylvie, the brothel madam, posted a picture. But in the picture, her name is like blacked out, redacted. But like, we know her name is Sylvie. We've known her for 2 seasons now. But there's something going on there.
Okay.
No, she could be certain characters in King's Landing that might end up politically important later on, propping up certain rulers.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's a theory we've spoken about.
I think it's further fuel to that fire. But getting back into nicknames,
very nice.
I picked Crownlands. Where do you want to go?
Crownlands. Let's go. You know what? Let's be a bit interactive here. Chat. Where are we going next? Tell us. What region shall we go to? I think Crownlands was the smallest.
I was gonna say I think I picked the smallest to begin with, because I mean a couple of these weren't on there originally, or at least one wasn't. Let's see.
Of course, the issue with asking the chat is
Because then there's gonna be a delay.
So we have to awkwardly wait.
First one I see is Stormlands.
First come, first serve. Let's go Stormlands.
Oh,
okay. So,
go super
on,
chat before we begin that from Pioneer 10. Y'all forgot about Iron Hand.
Oh yes, Jacqueline Bywater.
Oh, okay, good call.
Yes,
Iron Hand's pretty good.
And to remind people who that is, that's
thank you, Pioneer.
The commander of the City Watch in King's Landing, the Gold Cloaks, appointed by Tyrion, right?
Yes. You guys didn't forget about the commander of the City Watch appointed by Tyrion.
How could you? How could you forget such a thing? And he has one hand made of iron, and he gets killed during Stannis's attack on King's Landing, and you know his death is kind of there so that it's another ally Tyrion loses, and at the start of Storm, you know.
I am so glad you remembered that. I assumed that was a typo for Iron Rod.
No. Iron Hand, man.
I'm show
Jacqueline Bywater.
He's
like the most important character.
So Iron Hand,
Jaime
what do you think?
Before it was cool.
I think
he's working past Jaime. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go.
No, you're good. My thought is C. It's pretty basic.
Yeah, C. It's, you know, he has a hand of iron. Cool. It kind of slaps, but yeah. Thank you for calling us out, chat. Keep doing that. That's good.
Yes, please.
Now, if we're going over to the Crownlands,
could
you please inform me which house rules the Crownlands?
I believe that's House Baratheon.
Baratheon. This could have technically been Crownlands because they're in charge, but Bobby B himself has a lot of
okay, we got some good ones here.
Okay, starting off with the Usurper.
Ooh, that's cinematic.
Ooh,
Usurper. That's a lot of U's.
Ooh. I'm thinking A.
I think it's A too, because I think Robert has a better nickname.
Oh yeah, he's got an S tier. When you know what the S tier
has an
one
easy S tier.
But the Usurper is just good. That's just a good one.
Solid.
I think I know which one you're talking about, so let's do that one next. Whoop. The Demon of the Trident.
Oh my god. It's just, it's so evocative, because, like, demon already, like, devil imagery, in addition to, like, trident. I feel like the like, pitchfork with the 3 prongs is very much like a devil weapon that is typically evoked there. It's very evocative. I love it. I think it's S tier.
Yes, any nickname that, like, evokes a strong mental image, like Demon of the Trident, I'm just imagining this supernatural knight, like, at the river, like, fighting, slaying Rhaegar. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh, it's so powerful.
It's awesome.
Makes me think of Halo, where
the
Covenant call Master Chief the Demon, because, like, they're kind of, it's kind of, the Covenant are like a group of aliens united in this sort of fanatical religious organization, and they see humans as like an affront to their gods, right? They need to be wiped out, and they call the Master Chief the Demon because he's just this scary, powerful warrior.
Of course. You could be speaking French.
Man, you gotta get up in your Halo lore.
I grew up on Nintendo consoles, man. I'm a Pokemon guy.
I was an Xbox kid through and through. I had the Mountain Dew, I had the green cap, baseball cap. I didn't. But I did have an Xbox, and, you know, Halo, I remember convincing my parents to get me Halo, even though it was, like, rated 16 when I was a kid. Man, I should do Halo videos.
That's a great idea.
Why am I doing a Song of Ice and Fire? I have another Robert one for you.
I was going to say, I wasn't sure if we were out.
We have one more. The Whoremonger King.
S-tier? No,
I discovered in my research.
I don't know. I don't remember him being called that.
Shall I search an Ice and Fire it?
You shall search of Ice and Fire it. I'd maybe do the quotes on that too. I imagine those could have come up in pretty close succession.
Okay, it appears once. A Clash of Kings, Tyrion 5. Yes. So you know the whole twisted demon monkey guy who's like
Oh yeah,
preaching to
the
the
like
choir.
preacher type dude.
He says, "The rotten summer is at an end, and the whoremonger king is brought low. When the boar did open him, a great stench rose to heaven, and 1,000 snakes slid forth from his belly, hissing and biting." So that's a sort of a nickname thrown at him by an angry commoner.
This has been certified by real Westerosi patriots as true. Um, I think my gut says middle-ish, C or B. What do you think?
See, for me, whoremonger king goes really hard. That's like A tier for me. But the fact it's only used once, it's
That's
what's
what's
holding
holding
me
me
back. Almost.
back.
The fact that like you didn't remember it, like
Yeah.
that's not like a classic. But whoremonger king, that's like A for me.
Bars.
That's
Is Twisted Demon Monkey on here?
Oh, you better believe Twisted Demon Monkey.
I
is on
imagine the crowd. We're going through some of the smaller regions. We're gonna have a lot for the Westerlands.
I think the north might be the largest. There's some
Okay.
wild shit in the north. What were you thinking? Let's compromise then. Shall we go B?
I'm good with that.
All right. The Whoremonger King in B tier.
Nimble Dick,
There we
the
go.
Whoremonger King.
All right. So that's Robert out the way. Now, shall we move on to his son, allegedly?
Oh,
So
I forgot Joffrey would count here, not the Crownlands.
He technically does count the Crown Lands. Let's be loosey goosey with
Sure,
this.
sure.
This
He's a
is technically
Baratheon,
Crown
of
Lands,
course.
Stormlands, Crown Lands, etc. So, a couple of Joff nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
First off, the Illborn.
Pretty good.
Also, Illborn King. It's Joffrey the Illborn, etc.
Pretty good. Also, I would say let's be mindful of the chat box in the bottom right. I'm realizing.
Oh
that
right, yeah, you've
people
got your
can't
goofy-ass
see.
chat box. Okay, let me put this up there.
I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say B as well is my thought. A similar insult tier.
Yeah, it's just another way of saying he's inbred. Inbred is something of a kind of modern sounding term. So Joffrey the Illborn.
I'll also
Yeah.
say that like it still doesn't hit quite as hard as like Stannis calling him an abomination.
No, it doesn't. It does. Sure. Does that count as a nickname?
I would say no. Because I have a video
it up.
on this from I don't know, a few months ago talking about like abomination and it being like essentially this term that is continually used for things that were specifically taboo for the first men. And I think it has some wider history there than just being a nickname.
Okay, well, we won't do abomination, but we will do another Joffrey nickname. Are you ready for it?
I am always ready. A tier. S
Joff.
tier. S tier. Above
Joff.
S tier. Joff.
I love you, Joff.
I'm gonna say
Hey.
I'm gonna say E.
Yeah, his name's Joffrey. Joff. It's not F is like offensive.
Yes.
Joff is just like lame. It's just like okay, that's just his name. That's like calling Tom and Tom. You know.
Joff. That's a good image at E tier. Someone in the
Speaking
chat
of
says that's their
Tommen,
name. I apologize.
Whose name is Joff? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It could be like
What's it short for?
there's the weird spelling of Jeff that isn't weird if you're subscribed to me. I forgive it if you're subscribed to me.
Do you want to hear something really funny?
yeah.
Wait. Do you want to hear something really funny? My name is Joff.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so moving on to Tommen. His nickname is the Boy King.
True. He
Kinda
is
lame.
that.
It's true.
My next video is about Tommen.
Ooh, the Beat Slayer.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
that would be a nickname.
I think that's yeah. I'd say D.
I think this. Yeah,
it's Red Crab.
it's cooler
tier.
than Joff, but it's like he say what you will, he is a boy and a king.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
Big if true.
big if true. Now no nicknames for Marcella, but let's move on to Robert's brother,
Which one?
the older one,
Oh,
the only one that matters according to the YouTube comments,
of course.
as described by Melisandre, the one true king.
I was wondering if this had textual base because I think it is referenced. It is in the
it
show.
does. I double checked. It is in the books. Melisandre one time calls him the one true king.
I think that's it's A or S to me.
Oh, it's good.
It's so iconic.
it is iconic. I feel like the show made it more iconic, right? Because I was surprised it would like I did Search of Ice and Fire, and it's only one sentence. I thought that was like his
Which
proper
book?
nickname, you know. Clash.
That makes sense.
When
I
she's
figured
calling him
Clash or
Azora
Dance.
High Reborn, etc. The one true king.
I think it's S. I think it has to be S.
It has to be. It's too like it's developed a life
I
of its
admit
own.
the iconography is partially because of the show, but it's
Yeah.
I think unbeatable.
I'm not. So in terms of nicknames, he is also called Azora High Reborn, but I'm not going to count that
Yeah,
because that's
no.
just like that's just a name of someone. But what we can do instead, and because he is called this by Melisandre, the Prince that was promised. That is his nickname.
Oh. Huh.
Melisandre calls him that more than once.
Huh. That's interesting. I don't know how to rank
And he's
that.
not the only one who's referred to as that.
What do you think?
I mean, this is very a Prince that was promised is very iconic. Again, some awesome alliteration. See, for me, this is like AS, but you sound a bit disappointed. Your tone is kind of implying.
I think I think I couldn't put it in S, but I could put it in A.
Why not? Why not S?
I think
Talk to me.
I will fully admit, I think that if I were looking at this fully removed from like the fan context of everyone speculating that everyone is the prince that was promised, in addition to it being kind of a title, I feel like those two things hold me back from it being like top tier.
Yeah, removed from the context, Prince that was promised is like cool, but like. Yeah, no, honestly, that's B tier for me now. Now that you've phrased it. that
Okay,
way.
good. I was gonna say B normally, so I'm good with that.
Let's shrink some of these bad boys up.
Just to say.
Oh. There we go. Let's put them down there. The Prince that was promised. Guess what? We have another Stannis nickname. Do you know what it is?
Iron.
He is referred to as this by, I believe, a singer at Joffrey's wedding.
Demon or something?
The Dark Lord.
Ooh. Okay. Huh.
Because of course Stannis is representing the evil uncle, right? He is the Richard III character. He is the Dark Lord in a volcanic island. He has a criminal
witch.
peasant on one shoulder and an evil fiery witch on the other shoulder, and he burns people alive. Like, by all rights, he is the villain. He is the evil Dark Lord that's trying to usurp his beautiful nephew's throne. Like, yeah.
The Dark Lord. That's
He's the image of Stannis presented through Lannister propaganda is that of a traditional fantasy villain, basically.
yeah. That's the thing though. It's so standard fantasy villain that it kind of detracts from how cool that is.
Oh yeah, like in a vacuum, Dark Lord not only looks cool, but it sounds cool, like coming off the tongue.
Yeah, I think
Dark
Voldemort
Lord.
is holding me back though.
Yeah, it's a tropey thing, and that's the point.
Oh yeah.
It's meant to, but it's kind of just like, you know. Although I like the irony of it. I like I like what it represents narratively, like metatextually.
I'd put it high but not S. What do you think?
We can go with B. I'm happy with the B.
I'm good with B.
It goes beyond a C just because, like, of yeah. It's slightly more interesting than it appears on the surface.
Are we out of
But
Stannis?
moving on through. Say that again.
Are we out of Stannis?
Oh, we're out of Stannis. Yeah, unless I've missed something.
I think we are. I just wanted to check. We've had a lot of him.
I mean, the chat will remind us if we are.
Oh, for sure.
So, House Dondarrion.
The Lightning
We have the one and
Lord.
only Beric, who has a bunch of nicknames. The most prominent of which is the Lightning Lord.
Excellent.
This is like A or S for me.
I would agree with that. I'm having trouble deciding between the two, which is making me lean A.
I'm leaning A as well. The fact that it wasn't like an instant S makes me like.
Yeah, I think
it's
S
A.
is you'll
It's
like
badass.
you'll know.
You know when it's an S. All right, the Lightning Lord. But believe it or not, he actually has some other nicknames.
I believe it.
Not
He's
as
lived
prominent
many
as
lives.
Lightning Lord. Do you remember?
Oh no.
The Scarecrow Knight.
Oh.
I like that one.
Huh. Yeah,
It's too unknown. Just it's too cool to be this unknown, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no memory of that.
Let me wiki nice and fire this for just to double check. Huh. Okay, so I've double checked.
Is it more than once?
The research was a tad rush. It's only once, and it's not an official nickname. It's just the king is dead. The Scarecrow Knight admitted. No one calls him the Scarecrow Knight. That's just how
that's
Arya
just like
is seeing
Arya's
him.
internal narration. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that counts then.
No.
But holy shit, that's a cool name. Why wasn't that like?
Oh yeah. And also, like, why does Arya just like think that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's fucking rude, Arya. Have some respect. There's another one that I now want to double check to make sure. Wait, it'll be
The Scarecrow Knight. Sounds like a Batman
no, this is
villain.
official. This yeah, this next one is official. His other nickname is the Lord of Corpses.
Ooh, okay. That one's kind of cooking a little bit.
That is, it's not quite Lightning Lord tier for me.
Yeah, Lord of Corpses though. I don't know.
B?
It's verging on A for me.
I think I'm probably just comparing it to Lightning Lord.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if
that
Lightning
one's
Lord
just
is
a
A,
bit
it
better.
should be B.
Lord
Also,
of Corpses.
should we
B tier.
delete Scarecrow Knight?
Oh, have I not? Oh, yes, my bad. There we go. B tier is always the one that gets filled up whenever we do these tier lists. It's such an easy thing to put. Okay, so that's Beric done, actually. Now we're gonna. Oh, yeah, no. I'm gonna do like the obvious ones, and then I'm gonna go into some more kind of some subtler ones.
Luke in the chat brings up a good point. Is Stannis ever called the King Who Cared, or is that a fan thing?
There's a fan fiction called The King Who Cared.
Oh, we should read it.
It's about, I believe, the premise is Stannis joins forces with young Griff. Basically, they team up.
It's like Moon
Aegon the Sixth is married to or betrothed to Shireen, and they team up. I don't think it's finished.
Wait, can you pronounce that name again?
Which one, Aegon?
No, Stannis' daughter.
Shireen?
You said Shireen. I thought that was a British thing. Sorry.
Did I say Shireen? Oh, mate, Shireen. Ooh, yeah, I did say it weird, didn't I? Shireen Baratheon.
I don't know. It did tracks the Shy Maid, Shireen.
Oh, I'm not. My brain is too fried from all this bullshit.
Who's next?
Oh,
Does
okay,
Renly have any?
okay. Hold on a sec. Storm of Swords, Samwell 4. So he's thinking about the ravens that have been sent out to different places. One reached Stannis, though. One found Dragonstone, and a king who still cared.
Oh.
So it's not a nickname, but that must be where it's from.
Yes.
A king who still cared. That's cool. But yeah, I don't think Stannis has any more. So shall we move on to House Selmy?
Yes. Oh.
Which means
time.
the one,
your man,
the only, Barristan the Bold.
If you have not seen it, the one and only Fantasy Haven made a video on this guy. I think it was yesterday. You should check it out.
It's called The Actual Barry.
Mm-hmm.
It's comparing Barristan the Bold in the show and the books. In the show, he has quite a tragic ending to his story. In the books, he's still going
to have a tragic ending in the Winds of Winter.
Well, I wouldn't say being Lord Commander of glorious King Aegon VI Blackfire is a terrible ending, but
I would say dying in the Battle of Fire one chapter after his last sample chapter is.
Nope, not happening.
I would say, at least for alliteration's sake, I'd put Barristan the Bold in B.
I can't disagree with that. Barristan the Bold, it's a good one.
It's good, but it's not like... I think I like the Lightning Lord more than Barristan the Bold.
So, would you consider... Do you consider fake identities to be nicknames? So, for example, Barristan disguises himself as a man called Arston Whitebeard. Does that count?
For the sake of time, I'm going to say no.
In that case, he has only one more nickname, and this is what Daenerys calls him, Sir Grandfather.
That's sweet. I really like Sir Grandfather.
Yeah, he's an old guy, and like he's kind of a grandfatherly figure to Daenerys, and
It's
it's like that's a very cute one.
I felt a little heartwarmed when I like heard that. I honestly think maybe A.
Oh, A. Oh, I think it's a more B situation.
Okay,
So
I'll
grandfather.
say B, but I'll also say that we should drop down. I'm gonna pitch 3 names to be dropped from B tier into C.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
Whoremonger King, Dark Lord, Prince that was promised.
I agree with Dark Lord,
I think
but Whoremonger
Whoremonger
King goes
King.
so hard. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Prince that was
Hmm.
promised can stay, but I don't know about the Whoremonger King.
All right. Well, this relationship, this marriage is all about compromise, Quinn. So I will
I
move.
appreciate that.
I'll
I
move him
will
down to
remember
C.
this when there's a point that we disagree on in the future.
There we go. It's what I told you when we were signing the prenup.
That is true. In Vegas.
Compromise matters in Vegas while playing Fallout New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Barristan the Bold, B tier. The grandfather, B tier.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me professionally. This must be so. We're so amateurish. I don't know
No,
how
this is
anyone else does
perfect.
this stuff. Okay. So the next big Stormlands character. Let's move over to the island of Tarth.
Ooh.
And who might be there?
Brienne the Beauty, perhaps?
Brienne the Beauty, who has a couple more nicknames. But
Does
let's start
Wench
with
count
Brienne
as a
the Beauty.
nickname?
Does what? Sorry.
She gets called Wench a lot by Jamie.
Honestly,
Is that
I feel
listed?
like it's not. I think that's just more of a slur, really.
I
than
would
a
agree.
nickname. So Brienne the Beauty, we have alliteration, and we have irony, and the ironic nicknames are the most fun. So
True.
she's called the Beauty ironically because she's considered to be quite ugly.
My
Yeah,
thought
and
is...
it's kind of a big part of her character.
Yeah. I would say... What do you think? I've pitched the first placement for a hot few of these.
My instinct is B, but I think it's because there's just a B in it.
I was gonna
The
say
B
I'm having the
alliteration.
same instinct as Barristan the Bold for Brienne the Beauty.
So here's the thing. If it was just Brienne the Beauty and it was like some random beautiful noble woman, I'd be like D or C.
Yeah, but the irony elevates it from there.
Yeah, and not it's not just irony. It's also just like what it means for her character because she thinks about that nickname and like she feels defined by it almost. She doesn't want to be defined by that.
God, she's such a
so
well written character.
I'm gonna say yeah. Let's go B.
I'm good
and not
with
just
B.
because there's lots of B's. But we're not finished with the alliteration. When she becomes a member of Renly's Rainbow Guard,
Brienne the
takes up a
Blue.
blue cloak. She becomes Brienne the Blue, which is also pretty cool.
I like it slightly less.
I agree. I'm thinking C tier.
I would agree with that. I don't think it's quite D.
No. It's the alliteration saves it from D.
We need to be harsher. We have nothing in F yet.
That's it. Maybe George is just fucking great at nicknames.
Maybe he's great at naming things.
I don't know. Maybe when we get to Essos and we have to deal with Kandak, Resnak, and their nicknames, we might start hitting the F tier.
Mo Resdak,
The absurdity of Slavers Bay.
Oh god.
Oh, okay. Brienne has another nickname, the Maid of Tarth. Is that worth doing?
I think that's more of a title.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. No, it's not a title.
Yeah, because she's like, I mean, she's the heir to Tarth.
Yeah, but it's not like the female heir to Tarth is always known as the Maid of Tarth. It's more like she is a maiden from Tarth. People call her the Maid of Tarth. I think it's a shit nickname, but I think it's a nickname. It's not a title. Let's put it with Joff. Like,
okay, I can do that.
We need to fill up these low ranks.
Okay, that's fine.
We're not just glazing George R. R. Martin the whole time.
I'll also say SoCal has a good point in the chat that the shave pate is good.
I actually, because of the Barristan video and my upcoming Battle of Fire video, check it out, guys. I've been doing, deep research into lore that I previously not found interesting. The concept of the shave pate and the shave pate, I'm like, this is kind of fire. Like a bunch of nobles who like shave their heads and they're like, we're rejecting the old ways, we're embracing the new ways, and like, it's cool. It's cool. I've often said reading the lore, the lore compiled onto a simple document or a wiki or something is more interesting than any of those chapters. which is why I'm caring about it more when I read it like that. And I'm trying to present it in an interesting way. But we should have a debate about Danny's dance chapters another time. Actually,
Oh, that'd be awesome. I am in favor of most of them.
A dance was painful because of those chapters. Every time I turn a page and I'd go from Theon to Daenerys, I'd be like,
I think
it'd take me 10 years to get through each one.
for me, there are like 3 Daenerys chapters where I 100% agree with you on that. The rest and the arc as a whole is kind of taken like a Brienne type view in my eyes, where like I hated it my first time through, but I've really grown to appreciate what it does for the character. But enough about that. Who's next?
The Conningtons are next.
Who?
Starting with, not your favorite, Red Ronnet Connington.
Oh, I know somebody who likes Red Ronnet quite a bit. I think I'm gonna piss that person off a little bit by saying maybe D tier.
Sorry, who is this?
InGen has several theories on Red Ronnet.
Oh yes. I've seen some of his Reddit posts. Yeah. So yeah, Red Ronnet. You know, he has red hair.
I think C tier. I'll say that
because the alliteration saves it.
Yes, it would be D.
The alliteration saves the simple ones.
That also that would make D just red tier. So I think we're good.
Do you want to do John Con, or do you want to save that for Essos?
I'd say let's do John Con because we did Barristan, or not Barristan, who is in Essos.
That's true.
And like
that's true.
Yeah.
So he's only got one nickname right now, and that is
S tier.
Griff. How is that
S?
His sigil is a griffin, so he
S-tier?
disguises himself as someone called Griff.
S tier.
That's lame. That's
S?
honestly, that's E tier for me.
S.
Griff is E tier.
S tier?
Griff.
I'm hearing.
That's like
I'm hearing a lot of S tiers from the chat.
That's like if when Tyrion went into exile, he was like, "My name is now Leo, because I'm a lion." Like, come on, Griff.
I think
What's
it's
the
maybe
chat have to
S.
I'm not gonna give into this. We are seeing some Fs in the chat.
I don't
and
see.
S's. Okay.
I'm seeing some S's as well.
No, that's the same person spamming S.
I think it's.
Look
I
at the
think that
diversity of people saying
they're
F.
giving voice
I was going
to
too easy on it.
a very vocal minority is saying F here.
No, you're losing this one. Griff sucks. Griffin but short. Now, it's not offensive to me. It's not F tier has to be like it actively offends me. This is E tier.
I will say, I think it is very funny that Tyrion like instantly clocks who it is and then tells him that in his first chapter with him. I think I'll say D. Fine.
Okay, we can compromise on D, shall we? You're always giving John Con the D, goddamn.
Yep.
All right. Next up, we have another bastard. Shall we do another bastard?
Sure.
This is Sir Roland Storm, who is a bastard of House Karen. Do you remember the seat of House Karen?
I thought we weren't doing lowborn people.
I'm counting, but I'm
okay,
counting
fair.
noble
Recognized
bastards.
That's good with me. House Karen, you said?
Yeah, Caron, not
So, like,
Karen. That's
I don't.
you know, they complain to the king all the time.
My gut said Hellholt, but I know that's Uller. And that's also Dorne.
It's Night Song. So the bastard of Night Song.
Oh my god.
Is yes, right? This is why I said the bastard of X.
Okay.
It's not all going to be the same tier. Come on, that goes hard.
That might be S. That was an S type reaction I felt in my body just now.
The bastard of Night Song. I'm thinking A, just because there are other bastard nicknames that I think are actually better than that.
Real Bastard of Night Song? That could be a book.
Oof. No. Okay. No. You've sold me. You have sold me. Bastard of Night Song, S tier.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh. He needs to get up to some stuff. What is he even up
really.
to? What is Roland Storm up to right now? Let me look him up.
I have no idea.
Wait a second. Oh, Roland Storm is holding Dragonstone.
Oh, I did not know that.
And because House Karen has bent the knee to House Baratheon, Roland is calling himself the Lord of Nightsong. So he's probably thinking that if Stannis wins, he gets legitimized. So If Dragonstone has indeed fallen, then he's probably dead. But
Yeah, I don't know why he
oh
would
yeah.
want to be legitimized with a title like that.
So, yeah, exactly right. Um, okay, so Lord Hugh Grandison.
Of course,
Do you know House Grandison?
Who would forget?
Their sigil is like a sleeping lion, if you remember.
Of course.
And he's old, so he's known as the Greybeard.
That this might be F.
Yeah, that's lame.
Like
That's lame.
Yeah. I mean, I it's not a
Who is this
character that
character?
like deserves a super great nickname. I'd say
Ooh.
that's fine.
So, speaking of House Karen, we're not actually done. My bad. Bryce Karen joins Renly's Rainbow Guard. You know what color he takes up? Do you remember?
Oh, we're gonna have to go through the entire goddamn Rainbow Guard.
Yeah, well, those are nicknames, Quinn. These are nicknames. Wait, no, because they're not all
those
the
are
same.
titles.
Because Brienne the Blue sounds cool, whereas Bryce the Orange fucking sucks. Come on, that's F tier as well, right?
I don't know. It
Oh,
speaks to me.
Bryce the
Orange.
That doesn't flow well. It's not evocative.
I would
there's no
argue that
alliteration.
no name flows well with orange.
You could have like Ossifer the Orange at the very least. The alliteration makes it kind of like.
I guess Brienne got the
How
blue
is that not
first.
F? How is that not F?
I think it's
Bryce
S.
the Orange.
Bryce the Orange.
You got to persuade me otherwise.
He's a
or
fruit.
I'm dumping it here. No, there's no need for slurs.
Sorry.
On this live stream. Thank you very much. We're not talking about Loris,
Or Griff.
who has his own set of nicknames actually. All right, sure. Okay, are we happy with F? Because I kind of bullied you into that.
Yes, I was fully kidding.
Guess what? We have another member.
Oh my god.
Of Renly's Rainbow Guard from House Morrigan, Gaillard the Green.
Better.
Which is automatically better because it's alliterative.
I'm
Gaillard the
thinking
Green.
D.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And then the final Stormlands character, and this is a big one. This might be the first time I teared up in the books. Genuinely, is when he died. This is Lord Alistair Steadman.
Renly has no nicknames.
Bro, you interrupted my joke. I was doing a whole bit.
Sorry. I thought you were serious.
No, I wasn't talking about Renly. I was talking about Alexander Steadman, Lord Pennylover Steadman. I was doing a meme. No, he doesn't have any nicknames. He has titles. He doesn't have a nickname.
But what's this
think
guy's
he'd be
nickname?
called like the Young Stag or something. He doesn't. No, I've checked.
Wow.
That is shocking.
What about Gaillard? What's his name?
Gaillard the Green. Renly, he stole Renly's thunder. Renly should be Renly the Green.
I see. Who was the last person you were talking about?
The last, that joke I was trying to make. It doesn't matter. Penny Lover. He's Lord Steadman. He's known as the Penny Lover because I guess he likes money.
E.
E tier.
Yeah, unless that was Tyrion's nickname in the Winds of Winter. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, scandalous. Oh, look at your chat box, just like blocking everything. I've got to.
Sorry.
Wait, hold on. I think I've kept most of the stuff out of the way. Let me move my boy Gaillard.
I could also delete
the
chat box for this stream, or just make it smaller.
Just get Streamlabs and then it's see-through, so you can see what's underneath.
Streamlabs. We've tried Streamlabs and it's been terrible. Unless they want to sponsor me, in which case they've been excellent.
Don't worry, it works now. I haven't crashed with Streamlabs now. It's got a good PC now. I'm not crashing.
Good. Okay, then maybe we'll try it next time.
You turn into an android. You turn into a robot when I load up Streamlabs.
Uh-huh.
Your Discord voice just goes like. Grrr. Okay, so we've done the Stormlands. So what is
We've
next?
done 2 regions. It's been an hour.
I told you, and this is just nobles.
Yeah, this might be a series, folks.
Let's go.
Okay, can I tell you my gut as to where would have the best nicknames?
Tell me.
I bet you can guess.
The North?
Nope. The Iron Islands.
Oh, you have no idea what you're about to unleash. Okay,
Yeah,
let's get
because
to
I
that
mean,
now.
there was a really good tweet I saw a while back. Like, it's great getting to like the Iron Islands with Theon because every chapter you're introduced to like his uncle Shark Puncher Greyjoy, and I think it has to be the Iron Islands. Victorian alone,
Okay,
man.
okay, we're going into it. So first off, starting with House Greyjoy, the Kraken's daughter.
That actually raises a good question. Chapter titles? Question mark.
Oh yes, let me just
Because
double
if
check.
so, we missed some for Barristan.
Is she only referred to as a Kraken's daughter in the as a? No, she is called the Kraken's daughter,
Okay.
several times in
Because
the
I was
Dance
gonna
with Dragons.
say
I'm not.
if we're doing chapter titles,
Ooh,
the
I've missed a
Kingbreaker.
few. Ooh, I'd say let's leave chapter titles to the end.
Yeah, I'd say
Let's leave that
that
to
could
the
be its
end.
own stream.
So I think when I reveal the names, I'm not gonna have them on screen now because there's so much.
Yes,
There's so
there's a lot going
there's so
on.
much text. It's not gonna. So Kraken's daughter, speak to me.
Good, not great. The Kraken's daughter. It's pretty. It's better. B.
B,
I don't know.
you were underselling it, and then you whip out a B.
I could C or B. C or B. What do you think?
Kraken's daughter. It is like
That's the
it
thing.
is cool.
It's if I'm reading it, it's not as cool as if I'm saying it.
You're right. You're right. Kraken's
The
daughter is
Kraken's
just like
the Kraken's anything is gonna be amazing.
yeah. But the thing is, it's like it's not like the Kraken. It's like the Kraken's daughter. It's almost like you are the daughter of the other person who's got the nickname. You know?
I think it's B.
Yeah, it does come out. It does sound cool.
Also,
Kraken's daughter.
idea for like where
Oh
to
my goodness.
place things while we're talking about them. You could do like the top of the tier list, like upper right.
Oh, up here. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In
Just
fact,
it could
while
be good
we're,
to like
I'm,
have
I'm
that
going to start
for people to
shrinking some of the
reference.
words awkwardly as we go through this. I'm sure there's a better place to do this than Canva, but like we are both self-professed young boomers, um, so that is her nickname. Let's move on to Theon Greyjoy, who has a couple of nicknames. Let's start with the classic, which is of course,
Theon.
nickname
Oh,
slash his name, but Reek.
it's tricky, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, is it even
It's
a
so
nickname or is
simple.
that's low key like his name? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know. It's really tough to rate.
Because like it's an amazing name.
Yeah.
Just in terms of reading the book and he has become a character called Reek. Like that's a great fucking evocative word.
And then like to have that be this character that we meet through Ramsay. Actually, we're gonna have two Reeks on this list because Ramsay is also actually we would have three Reeks.
we'd have three by the end of the series, wouldn't we? Oh my god! Wait, hold on. Reek the third.
Reek he is Reek the third, isn't he?
He is technically, yeah.
I'm tempted to put him pretty high, like A.
Oh, okay. Talk to me.
You said it best. It's so evocative, and to have that be not only just that significant, as we've seen this name several times before in the series, but actually being the name that we're reintroduced to after Theon is absent for two entire books. It's just so. I think it rhymes with peak.
Oh, yeah. I think it rhymes with on fleek. God damn, that's outdated. It took me like 2 pages to work out that was Theon. I remember.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was one thing that really made me wish that I hadn't seen the show first, because I think that while it is cool to actually see the I mean, it's not cool to see the torture, but it's I mean, interesting or whatever. But it's just so cool to have that reveal. I still remember the only time I was surprised in the entire series, it was the A Storm of Swords epilogue, because I had not heard about that.
Yes, yeah, you know nothing. So I read the books beforehand, and I thought Theon died at the end of Clash. I thought his death was he loses Winterfell. The horse, like Ramsay's horse, rears up and like smacks him in the head, and I was like, oh, he's dead. I thought his whole arc was that second book.
Just kind of Don Draper's dad getting kicked in the head with by a horse and dying.
that's a cool little death. You know, that's like a one-story arc for this character. And then I loved the appendices. Reading through the appendix of each book, I was like autistically into that. I loved it. And I remember when I'd get to the Iron Islands bit, I'd be like, why did it say Theon's missing? Like he's dead, right? He's not missing.
You didn't.
Then I realized
What about the letter?
the letter. What letter?
In Storm, we get a letter like updating us on like Theon. Oh, he's a prisoner of my bastard, and there's like a piece of his skin.
Oh right, yeah. Oh no, maybe it's when maybe it's when I started Storm. I thought he was dead, and then I checked the appendix and it said missing, and that made me sus. And then with the letter, I was like, oh, he's alive. But definitely after Clash, I was like, he's dead. I didn't see that as him being like knocked out or anything. I thought he was like a dead man.
I do think it's funny that both of the new viewpoints introduced in Clash have like fake out deaths at the end of that book.
Now we need to talk about this man's propensity for fake out deaths.
It's a lot, and I can see why it has kind of gaslit people into thinking that certain other characters are still alive.
I mean, having the Red Wedding immediately followed by the axe took her in the head about Arya. So I was reading, I was like, well, I'm aware that Arya's a big character, so like I know that she's alive. Like I assume he's hit her with the blunt side. But if you're like in the year 2000,
yeah. Oh, she's
and
dead.
you're reading that, that's fucked up. That's
I mean,
that's
Stannis is technically a fake out death too.
who?
Stannis,
Sorry?
the pink
Oh,
letter.
I thought you said Thanos. I was like, what?
No, Stannis, same thing. Both powerful bald men.
Both purple.
True.
Stannis with the Infinity Gauntlet. Ooh.
Yeah. I can see
Ooh.
it. I can see that image.
That feels very that sentence sounds very like 2017, doesn't it?
Yeah, really. Where do you want to put Reek?
Oh shit, yeah, we're doing a live stream. Hi everyone. Reek, I think what was your suggestion?
I said A.
Let's go A. I fully
I
get
don't
it.
think we need the third because I don't think we're getting to the other two this stream.
Oh no, well, but surely we're keeping all this stuff on this. Oh no, that would be. We'll keep it as it is. We'll keep it. Okay, Theon has another nickname. Do you know what it is? Do you remember?
Theon Turncloak?
That's correct. Theon Turncloak, because he turned his cloak. The word turncloak obviously is taken from turncoat, right? The idea of being a traitor, you turn your coat, you trade it for another one, you turn it inside out, etc. You are flying under the enemy's banners. The phrase turn cloak as like a spin on that, does that exist? Generally, or did George come up with that?
I think Martin might have. I mean, that's the thing. So many things that like Martin has come up with are just like things now. It's like I don't know. I think it's just kind of a medieval take on that. So
I've looked it up, and the Google AI overview, which is of course
always
100%
reliable,
accurate, says a person who switches allegiance or sides. That's true. Synonyms: deserter, renegade. Yeah. Examples of turncloaks, and is talking about Oliver Cromwell's soldiers turning their coats inside out to match the royal army's colours. That's probably where turncoat comes from. But yeah, that's turncoat. Ah, hold on. On the
Moonman
wiki,
in the chat is saying turncloak is Martinian.
The wiki page for turncoat says a turncoat, also known as a turncloak, is someone who shifts allegiance. Unless George R. Martin like introduced that into popular culture.
He might have. I mean, Sweet Summer Child.
Yes, that has taken on life of its own.
What else?
Even
King,
like,
I feel like has been...
I'll tell you what. This isn't from George, but from the show, Cersei saying "I choose violence." That has taken on a life of its own. The idea of the phrase "choosing violence" is now I think most people don't even associate it with season 6. Like it's just a thing people say.
I wonder if that was the true origin of that, though. I wonder if it's been used elsewhere before then.
I'm kind of being your tech guy in the chair, right? If you're Quinn the superhero, I'm looking all this stuff up. Yeah, I feel like Barbara Gordon up in here. I feel like
I think because I mean, if I could see that if it was like something she said in like season 2, 2012, but like season 6, 2016, I feel like I'd heard that before then.
Okay, according to Know Your Meme, another reputable source, someone tweeted out, Azalea Banks wakes up every morning and chooses violence. To be honest, the dedication is outstanding. That tweet comes from 2019.
Oh.
That's post season 6. I think
you're right.
I think season 6 came up with choose violence, and it has since been popularized.
This has been a taxonomy history lesson.
Okay, yes. Theon Turncloak. So
it's making me want to bump Reek down to B and put this in A. Because I think this is better than Reek.
I'm with you on that one. Theon Turncloak, A tier. You didn't even need to convince me.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds cool.
That's what all of the judges will say.
And it's just Turncloak is just such a great word for it.
It's very evocative. Also, great that it's a chapter title as well. Like Martin's chapter titles in A Dance with Dragons are just fire all the time.
They make me want to read, like, have like the series republished, but all the chapter titles are nicknames for that character.
That's the thing. I think if he'd come to that idea earlier, Jamie,
he would have done it
100%. Jamie would have been Kingslayer until the bath, I think.
Yeah, and then it's Jamie. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you get the sense name's Jamie.
You get the sense that he kind of wishes he'd done that.
Yeah,
because in dance, suddenly everyone has a nickname, and you're like,
question for you, off topic. From the nicknames with chapter titles for Winds of Winter sample chapters. Do you think those are locked in? Because specifically, I think Arion has reclaimed her name. I think that makes sense. I think Victarion doing the same makes sense. I think Sir Barristan for 2 chapters feels like a placeholder.
Yes, I agree. I think, considering he had Kingbreaker, right?
Yeah. Which Kingbreaker
he's gonna have a nickname.
Is the best chapter title.
That's a crazy name.
I don't know.
Shout out Kingmaker, Kristen Cole.
Oh, we'll get to that in the history video.
The show salvaged that one.
Yeah.
They were like, he's the Kingmaker not because he persuaded, not because he gave Aegon a pep talk, but because he is marching castle to castle.
That was Kingmaker. I think we came to that idea like on a live stream at one point.
I think we did. I think Ryan Condal.
I think he stole it from us.
Hey, guess what? Crow's Eye.
Oh.
Euron Greyjoy's nickname.
Okay. Hot take.
Why is
Hot take.
Oh no.
It's good. It's not great.
I can't disagree with you there. Like, honestly.
What is that? Like Crow's Eye. Cool. What?
Well, wait, you know why it's Crow's Eye though?
Yes, because it's his eye patch, whatever.
But no, it's not his eye patch. It's his eye.
Well, yeah, the smiling eye, the blood eye,
It's a black eye.
Yeah.
Like a crow's eye. It's a black crow's eye. / a dragon glass shard in his eye socket, or whatever you want to believe it is. Obsidian.
It's only called the crow's eye sparingly. I think Aaron mostly calls it his blood eye, which is cooler.
That is... Euron Blood Eye goes so much harder than Euron Crow's Eye. Euron Blood Eye? Hold on a second.
Come on, somebody call Martin.
It's like, Aaron, the Blood Eye is here for the Kingsmoot.
That might be too cool, is the issue. Like, if somebody named Blood Eye comes to the Kingsmoot, I know who's going to win the Kingsmoot.
I'm thinking... I think I like it a bit more than you, but shall we settle on C?
I am good with that.
It's kind of mid.
I will also say, good point from Tarpad in the chat. Euron Crow's Eye is significantly better than Crow's Eye.
Oh yeah.
How about this? How about we do Euron Crow's Eye and we put it in B tier?
I am willing to. There we go. That's the art of the deal right there.
Yeah, because I think that's a step above doing that.
Yeah, no, it is. It flows better.
It flows so much better.
Now, this will shock you. Wait. Unless I've massively fucked up, I don't think I could find any nicknames for the... Oh, whoa. I'm good.
You okay? What was that?
I nearly dropped my... I nearly spilt my my weirwood goblet full of water.
I heard ceramic.
My mate gave me a beautiful, like, official Game of Thrones licensed weirwood goblet. It is lovely. I
There
nearly
are
dropped it.
no.
Anyway,
Are you serious that there are none for Iron Captain? Is that
oh no, yes, no, Iron Captain. Yes, you're right. I made a
the
mistake.
Iron Captain, which I think might be S tier?
Does he call? So that's not like a title. Is that like?
I'm not sure. So the title is Lord Admiral of the Iron Fleet, I think, or something like that. Lord Captain of
Who
the Iron Fleet.
who calls him the Iron Captain?
That is a chapter title of his. I'm not sure that he's ever called that.
Because we're not doing chapter titles just yet. But let me see if he's officially called
I'm
the
a
Iron
search of ice and
Captain.
firing on my phone.
Oh, I'm a search and ice and firing on my PC.
The Iron Capitan.
Iron Capitan. I can't find it. I think it's we can, like I said, chapter titles we can do last maybe.
Yeah. Wow. None
But
for Victorian. That's disappointing. Aaron has some, though.
Aaron does. Could you name one of them for me?
The
Introduce
Drowned
one.
Priest? The
The
Drowned,
drowned
Man?
priest. The drowned. Let's do the drowned priest.
Are those both things?
Let me double check. I think I only wrote down like the obvious one.
Damfair?
Oh, don't even test my patience. with that
Aaron
shit.
Damfair?
Let's do it. Let's do Aaron Damfair. Let's do it. Because wait, the drowned priest doesn't really like they're all called drowned priests.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
That's
That's,
like
just
a-
his chapter
a
title.
septon being called the septon. Like so, Aaron the wait, hold on. The damp hair.
The Damfair.
We've probably had this discussion, but I don't remember your answer. When you first read this, what did you say? What did you say in your head?
Like the human way, like damp hair.
Yeah, me too. Damp hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a normal
I've
person.
since adopted Damfair.
It's funny, but the people who read that and heard it damn fair, that's just a skill issue, honestly.
I don't know. I think it just depends on where you're like putting the emphasis.
Skill. It's all about skill.
It always makes me think of like Damfear, which is like the D&D vampire race,
Ooh.
which is cool. And also like it kind of fits because Damfear are that way by way of like being essentially a vampire spawn, like someone that a vampire feeds on. And I think that really fits with Aaron's role with Euron. With like Euron as the vampire lord and Damhair as the Damfear, which is
Do I feel it?
I think I've convinced myself to place that higher than I'd initially thought.
Do I smell a video essay coming on Quinn the GM on YouTube.com?
Actually, yeah, I think I did accidentally just stumble into that. That might be my next video. I might record that tomorrow.
I mean, again, in isolation, damp hair, his hair gets wet when he goes into the sea. I think this is like D tier. Damp hair.
I think S?
You
Damp
ridiculous,
hair?
man. Damp hair is D. Come on. Red crab, boy king, damp hair.
Okay, I will allow it if you let me bump Griff up to C.
See, I'm not as emotionally invested in Aeron Targaryen as you are in John Connington.
So,
Honestly,
S tier for Damfair then?
what if we compromise and we put damp hair in C? Because I do admit it's a unique combination of words. Damp and hair, the damp hair. Like that's a bit more unique than like boy king. Like it's two words you don't usually see smashed together like that.
I'll also say I think it deserves C for like the amount of conversation it sparked in the fan community.
Are you okay? Another question is the other like big, Mandela effect people have with the books, I guess, is the kettle blacks. That a bunch of people read it as kettle backs.
What?
Which is another skill issue because it's there on the page. It says kettle black. Apparently, lots of people read it as kettleback. The Kettleback brothers. They didn't see the L.
My issue with the Kettle Blacks is like not knowing which is which at any point.
Oh wait, you don't know the difference between Osney, Osfrid, and Osmond?
Osmond
and
is
Oswell?
the Kingsguard?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I think Osmond also has two names. I think he's incorrectly called something else like one time in Storm by accident.
Osney is the one that Cersei sleeps with. He's the youngest, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Because I remember that from my Cersei reread.
And yes, and he's in like the Lannister Guard, and then the middle one is the Scowling one, who is in charge of the Gold Cloaks, and that one is Osfrid.
That sounds right. Yeah, Osfrid is the one that I've never successfully remembered that they exist.
Okay, there we go. So,
okay.
Enough of the Kettle Blacks. Bum ba da bum. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So moving on to Dunstan Drum, he has 2 nicknames.
Oh,
so
is he Anvil Breaker?
No, he's not Anvil Breaker.
Damn it.
But he is the Drum. I'm not gonna lie. The nicknames that are just the and then their surname, which is either Iron Islands or the North, I actually love it. Like I really like it.
I have a plea here that I think I agree with. Super chat, thank you very much from Gokbay, saying Griff shouldn't be here since it's a fake name like Ariston Whitebeard.
Ooh, that's true.
Get it off
a fake
there.
Identity. It's not a nickname. Get him off. Get John Connington off. Rhaegar couldn't. We can. There we go. He's gone.
Exonerated. Cleared on all charges.
Boom. Also, you pronounced Arston as Ariston.
Isn't it Ariston?
It's Arston.
I've always read it as like the laziest fake identity ever.
Ariston.
I'm
Ariston.
I'm Ariston Elmy.
I am Ariston Elmy.
I think that's better.
Arston, man.
That was a Mandela effect that I just experienced.
That is crazy. We're just talking about that.
That is something we've just
misread it as Ariston. You misremember it as Ariston. That's interesting. That's cool.
Okay, where the drum S tier?
The drum. It's not S tier, but it is cool. I can't deny that it's cool.
I was kidding. It's not cool.
It is cool. It is very cool.
D. For the same reasons that you put Griff in D. D.
The drum.
Griff. Drum. That's the same thing.
Oh, okay. Fine. He has another nickname anyway. You know what it is?
Anvil Breaker.
No, it's not Anvil Breaker. You know, what's the sigil of House Drum? What's the sigil?
Fish?
Fish. I mean, it's a good guess considering, but no. It's a bone hand. It's a skeletal hand on red. He's known as the Bone Hand. That's cool. That's cooler than the drum.
Yeah.
Maybe like C.
I would say C.
Yeah, I would go slightly higher. I think that's kind of B, but I'll go C because I've been bullying you a bit on this live stream. Okay, holy shit, I don't actually have Anvil Breaker on here.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, I know.
That's the old guy from the Kingsmoot, right? Whose name escapes me.
Yes, Eric Ironmaker.
Eric Ironmaker, which is another name. That's actually okay. Eric Ironmaker. Is that his full name or is that a nickname?
That's his name. Yeah, he is of House Ironmaker.
I was gonna say if that's a nickname, that might be A.
Okay. Anvil Breaker. My bad for misremembering Anvil Breaker. And there are also lots of nicknames for Iron Islanders that aren't nobles that we can talk about later, like Carl the Maid, Carl the Twink, etc. But Eric Anvil Breaker, where are we putting this?
Eric Anvil Breaker is like pretty solid. My thought is A or B. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with A because Eric Anvil Breaker. It's just that's the epitome
that's pretty
of just
good.
The badass.
Like he didn't need to go that hard on like somebody's like we're never gonna see again's name
on some old ass man who. Well, technically that's Asha Greyjoy's husband.
I was gonna say he's married to Asha. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. When you think about it, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a little important.
You know who else is very important?
Carl the Maid.
Roderick the Reader.
Ooh.
The Andalboo.
Yeah,
no, he's not an Andalboo. But he reads, man. He reads.
He does, which is very...
What is a book?
It's a big faux pas in the Iron Islands.
Yeah, Roderick the Reader. Alliteration. It describes what he literally does read. It's funny that that's his nickname. Like the fact
like
that
the person who reads needs a nickname.
Yeah. As if that's so like unique
I
That
think
stands out so much.
I'm letting my affection for the character guide me a little bit, but I lean
Mm.
B on this.
I want to say C. It's like
Okay,
mid.
I'll give you C. I feel like
Alliteration.
you've been
It's funny
ceding to
in
me a lot, and
context.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's funny in context, but it's not necessarily about the character. It's about like, Roderick the Reader. What it
I
represents.
like how we've every name has been getting smaller and smaller except for Joff.
Because it's the best one, and it should have been an S tier.
True.
That was
Also,
Roderick
because
Harlow,
of the chat box, Penny Lover is just Penny.
I won't reduce Joff, but I will move things around. There we go. There we go. So there's another Harlaw called Hotho Harlaw. His nickname is Hotho Humpback. Again, cute
Okay.
alliteration.
I think D.
Honestly, C tier seems to be where we're putting our kind of the nicknames are fine, but the alliteration carries it a bit.
I feel like this
Hotho
one isn't
Humpback.
as alliteration carried.
I know what you mean. Not very eloquently said, but somehow you spoke to me. You're right. Like Red Ronnet and Brienne the Blue
Pretty good.
flow nicer. Hotho Humpback. That kind of comes out. That like oozes out your mouth like molasses.
Why are people saying S? Are they talking about something else?
Are we sleeping on like a fan favorite character?
Have you forgotten Hotho Humpback?
How could I forget Hotho Humpback?
Named after
do you want
the ice planet in The Empire Strikes Back?
Do you want even more Harlaw alliteration? Because there is someone called Bormund Harlaw, and you know what his nickname is?
I was gonna say Bormund the Belly.
Bormund the Blue.
Brienne, sue this guy.
There are various Harlaw cadet branches, and I believe he's the head of the branch where the sigil is the Harlaw scythe on blue, so he's Bormund the Blue.
I'm gonna say C or D. What do you think?
D.
D. Okay.
D. Yeah. Guess what? We have more. We haven't yet run out of Harlaws.
Oh my
we have
God.
Saharis Harlaw.
Oh yeah, because he's a knight, and that's pretty rare.
He's the Andalbu. My bad. I got mixed up. This guy's the Andalbu.
We've got a couple in the Harlaws.
Because he was a hostage in Old Town, right, after the Greyjoy Rebellion.
Yes.
And so he was raised in the faith, and he was actually knighted. So he's like, unlike everyone else in the Iron Islands, he worships the Seven, and he is a knight. And because of that, his nickname is literally the Knight.
S tier.
He's Harris Harlaw the Knight. It's very simple, but I like it because of.
I actually kind of like it too.
Like in the same way that someone who reads a book is called the Reader, because that's such a big fucking deal in the Iron Islands. The fact that you have like a knight, which is so intrinsically linked with the mainland faith, he's like that guy's the Knight. Ooh.
I think B. B or
I'm
C?
gonna just to clarify, I'm gonna put Harris the Knight. B. I'm gonna go B. No.
Yeah. It's worse if it's
B.
just if it's Harris the Knight, it's pretty worse. That's a sentence. Yeah, I'm going with that.
I'm only putting Harris just so that people
know that we're not just saying like the
it's
Knight.
not just Harris. Or is that a C? Is that a C?
I think that's what people are gonna see. I feel like we have to put it in C.
There we go. We go. We're not yet done with the Iron Islands. And again, like I said, lots of nicknames belong to just like common Iron Island soldiers like Dagmar Cleftjaw and so on. Oh my god, there's another Harlaw, Jesus. Called Sigfrid Harlaw. Okay, he is Sigfrid Silverhair.
D. Maybe
yeah.
E.
Yeah. I mean, the alliteration is nice, Sigfrid Silverhair. But, you know, old Silverhair. I'm D. I'm thinking D.
I would agree.
If we're gonna, let's put him next to Hotho Humpback. That feels like a nice combo. Yeah. And then finally, there's one more.
One more Harlaw or one more in the Iron Islands?
One more in the Iron Islands. Unless
God.
I've missed some. The last one in the Iron Islands, is Ralph Stone. Ralph Stonehouse.
Is that his nickname?
Who is known as?
Oh.
Well, no. He's
a brick house.
So based on Hotho Humpback and Sigfrid Silverhair, specifically the latter, what do you think the nickname is of Ralph? And here's a clue: he's ginger.
I was gonna say Ralph the Sweetling, but it's Ralph the Red.
Just plain old Red Ralph.
Oh, I remember this guy. I'd say Red Crab tier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Red Ralph.
Excellent point from InGen Nate Kenny that we're gonna get yelled at about if we don't do it.
Uh-oh.
Left hand Lucas Cod.
Oh,
He's a noble.
everywhere I go, I'm surprised it wasn't my patron Merlin in the chat. He's always no, there he is. I say that he immediately pops up. The timing. He just immediately pops up. Oh yeah, the Cod stan. Oh, my life.
I
is so
actually
weird.
like Left Hand Lucas pretty good. It's good alliteration.
It's so dumb that it kind of works.
I'm gonna say B.
For Left Hand Lucas?
I like Left Hand Lucas.
Left Hand Lucas. It's not B tier. That shit's not B tier.
You're right.
He's
A.
left-handed. And again, literation. Honestly, I feel like George
I love
comes
that
up
all
with
of these
the names
nicknames
first,
are
and
just
then it's like, what's a nickname for them? And then he just comes up with something random, like, oh fuck, Lucas L. Left-handed. He's left-handed.
Yeah.
For me, Left-hand Lucas is like
S.
That's like E. Like, what are we talking
What?
about here? Left-hand Lucas?
Left-hand
It's not F
Lucas.
because alliteration, and I will always like the alliteration. That's E tier.
I'd say
He's
S.
I don't even.
We'll go E.
We'll go E. You are a ridiculous boy.
And we're done with the Iron
Goddamn
Islands.
cods. I need to do a history of House Cod video sometime. I keep getting bothered about it.
Yeah, really.
We are done with the Iron Islands. Okay, shall we move on? Oh my god, you don't understand how many there are. We might need to do rapid fire.
I think
It'll be a multi-part series. It's fine. We don't need to rush.
yes.
But
I say we do 1 or 2 more regions. We can play it by ear depending on how long the next one takes.
yes.
I picked Iron Islands, so it is your call next.
I wanna. Would
Which
you
was
rather?
underwhelming, might I say?
Shall I say? Shall we do two small ones as opposed to one long one?
Let's do that.
So, there's actually a surprising amount in Essos. Let's go with
Dorn?
Dawn. Yeah. Dawn.
I was gonna say I just want to get to Darkstar.
Oh yeah. We have to have that in this stream. So, first off, Oberyn the Red Viper. In fact, I don't know why I put Oberyn's name there. The Red Viper. Obviously, goes without saying, this is an incredible fucking nickname.
Yeah.
The Red Viper.
Starting
this
hot
is like
with Dorn.
this is arguably S tier. This is like red hot S tier.
I think it's A.
Ooh, why A? Why A?
It doesn't hit me. You know, like when I heard like the Demon of the Trident, the One True King, the Bastard of Night song, those are all. I feel like those are more evocative than the Red Viper. The Red Viper is like the peak of like a nickname that is literally just like a thing. Like a Red Viper is a regular snake, but it's as cool as possible.
I get you. I get you. Let's go A tier. A respectful A tier.
Very top of A tier.
So Ilaria actually has her own nickname. Let me just double check this in Search of Ice and Fire. Let me. Again, very professional way of checking this. And Ilaria is a bastard. Ilaria Sand is a bastard, and we're counting noble bastard. She's an Allah bastard, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
So Ilaria is referred to as. She's referred to by the Queen of Thorns as the Serpent's Whore.
S.
It's a nickname that's said by one character once. I think that still counts. Or is that not like? Is that like just Olenna being like?
I think that's just Olenna.
All right. What do you mean you don't want the word whore on?
I was gonna say I don't want this to just like be on there necessarily.
Okay, what about Quentin? So Quentin
Frog.
Yes, Frog. He's also known as Prince Frog. So I went with that one. I'm kind of combining them. Frog, Prince Frog. Very subtle, George. Very subtle.
Oh yeah, I was surprised that none of his chapters were called Frog.
Yeah, I am of course the #1 Quentin Martell hater in the A Song of Ice and Fire community. If there's
I'm
anything
close behind you.
hate, if there's anyone that I hate more than Quentin Martell, it's probably Kermit Tully. But we don't need to rehash that.
I do think that one of Quentin's chapters is the worst on the entire series.
Is it his first one?
I'm not going to say for certain reasons.
From what I remember, honestly, from my memory, the only chapter of his I read that I got anything out of in any way was his last one.
I'll say this: I like his last two. Dragon Tamer's a great chapter, and then the Spurned Suitor, which is his third chapter. It's mercifully short. It's essentially a half of a full chapter with a Barristan chapter. I think the Spurned Suitor and the Discarded Knight are like two halves of a coin. I think they were originally one chapter, but I like it. I think it's functional.
Such a pointless addition to an already bloated story. Anyway, Prince Frog. He looks like a frog because he's ugly. It's
actually
a bit more
that's not it.
That's not it.
No, you don't know why he got the nickname Frog?
Is it not that he's just an ugly frog?
It's not. I learned this when I reread Dance last year.
Okay,
he is given that nickname during his time with the Windblown because he always hops to attention very quickly.
Oh,
yeah, that is canon.
That's even.
And
lamer.
Then everyone
that's
just started
worse.
thinking he looks like a frog.
Well, that's worse. So I would say this is bottom, but you know, again, we're looking at some of these metatextually too, right? And obviously, the idea of him being the Frog Prince, kisses a beautiful princess, but in this story, he does not become a handsome prince and marries her. He is instead rejected and then ends up dying painfully. So there's a bit more going for it for it. So I don't want to just like slam it in like F or something, but like a D, yeah.
And Pioneer 10, thank you for the super chat, saying the Windblown is the best chapter. I'd love to hear your reasons why.
I need to reread Dance.
You do. It's a good book.
I've got so much trauma from. A good book or a good chunk of novels mixed with some dodgy novels into one story.
My favorite novel in the series.
Storm Supremacy, son. Storm Supremacy.
It's a bit much for me.
Storm is a bit much.
It's a bit much.
Dance? It's a bit much when you like dance.
It insists upon itself. No, I think Storm of Swords is great. I'd say objectively it is the best in the series. But I mean, like the Red Wedding and the Purple Wedding happening like 4 chapters apart is insane. Like
it's speaking the language of subtlety, which is a language you clearly don't understand.
Of course. And you don't like Dance? Oh my god. And you don't like Danny's chapters in Dance? And you're talking about subtlety?
No, I liked it. I don't dislike. I don't dislike Dance. I just.
I know. I'm kidding.
Massively hate Danny's chapters. I'm like bored to death by them. I'm bored to death by half of Tyrion. I'm bored to death by Quentin. And then there's a bunch of amazing shit thrown in there as well. And it's just a big tiring experience. And at the end, you're like, oh, there's not even an ending, but this is also incredible. And anyway.
Also,
it's okay. We're getting Wind soon. We're getting it soon
course.
because George said it's going well. So.
Thank you again for the super chat from Aussie saying, fan mail, I want to make obsidian daggers for you. That would actually be really cool. I should do a P.O. box. That's a good idea.
That's fire.
And then get knives mailed to it.
Nail it to Quinn, and if it is actually an obsidian dagger and not like anthrax, then I'll give you my P.O. box and then I can get some. You can be like the puppet.
Who's next up after Frog?
Okay, Eliasand, Oberyn's, I believe, 5th daughter? Yes, 5th daughter. Oh, wait, no. Why am I skipping the 4th daughter? My bad. Sorella Sand, who doesn't have a nickname, but on a completely unrelated note, there is a character in Old Town who is called Alaras the Sphinx.
Who's that?
Oh, just some guy, just some dude.
Neat.
A riddle of a man, if you will.
I would say the Riddler.
It's weird that the whole Sphinx riddle thing exists in Westeros. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's kind of
like what's the lore
culturally.
behind that? Is it just identical to like our in-world lore about sphinxes?
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of like Alaras the Sphinx.
Oh, it goes hard in
It
so many
works on
ways.
multiple
Like,
levels, and I think it's pretty cool.
Alarasta Sphinx.
I think
That's like a B tier. From A for you.
I'd say B. I'm
Ooh.
good with B.
Yeah, looking at what's in A.
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
Alaras.
I don't think it's on the same tier as the Red Viper.
Okay, but now moving on from Oberyn's fourth daughter, to Oberyn's fifth, who is Elia Sand, not Alaria Sand, but Elia Sand, and her nickname, if you remember, is, and this is, I think we only know this from wins, so this isn't even necessarily canon, but it's Lady Lance because she likes.
Oh, she's the horse girl,
joust, I guess. The horse girl, yeah, the Dornish Lyanna Stark.
Yes, which she's gonna have a role to play, I think, in the whole going to Aegon thing.
Oh yeah, some theories that she'll be the Lyanna to Aegon's Rhaegar,
Yeah.
perhaps.
I don't buy that, but I do think
Me
that,
neither.
I don't know. But
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
I think C or D for Lady Lance. It sounds nice.
I'm gonna say C because alliteration and it kind of flows off the tongue
It
nicely.
does.
Lady Lance.
Pioneer 10 has sent
Lady
another super
Lance.
chat clarifying their love for the Quentin story, saying it reads like a classic adventure novel with All Quiet on the Western Front vibes. Don't know why, but I just love the story. That is a good point. I've never read All Quiet on the Western Front. It is very grounded as compared to a lot of the rest of Dance, with like dealing with leaders and whatnot, and actually being kind of troops on the ground here. I do see that. I think a lot of my dislike for the Windblown chapter specifically is it coming right after the Lost Lord and covering a lot of the same ground, but I could see the difference in perspective there being a big selling point. I like that interpretation.
As like a short story of 4 chapters, it's fine. It's even good. But like it being shoved into Dance is the issue I have with it. Like in a vacuum, I don't really have an issue with it, but like in the context of it being slammed into this bloated book, it's just like we don't need this. This is so indulgent. It's so indulgent. It insists upon itself, Quinn.
Yeah, those 4 chapters could have been the Battle of Fire.
Oh, would you like another bastard?
Always.
So this is Daemon Sand, and he is the bastard of God's grace.
Ooh. We're just sticking with Arion's adventuring party here. I forgot there was a video. I called him the wrong name. I called him Damon Waters in an old video.
Whoops.
Bastard of God's Grace is pretty awesome.
Speaking of pronunciations, could you who is the daughter of Duran Martell?
Ariane.
Arion. That's an interesting pronunciation.
How do you pronounce it?
In my head it's Ariane.
I go back and forth.
Yeah, it sounded like you were saying Aryan, like Bright Flame. I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
I do. Those get close in terms of my pronunciation. I really like it. I think maybe A, honestly.
Yeah, it's not quite.
It benefits from a really cool castle name.
It's not quite Bastard of Night Song, but Bastard of God's Grace.
Bastard of Night Song. I like the more I look at it.
It doesn't it just look nice? Doesn't it just you just kind of want to sit back and just like
it just draws you in.
Just sip some hot chocolate, just kind of sigh contentedly and just stare at it.
We have to break our rule really quickly here for this video and rank Carl the Maid because of a super chat from Tom Ralph.
Carl the Maid for S tier. Oh, I see. You're giving into bribery, are you?
Of course.
Someone's giving you the equivalent of £2,
mm-hmm.
And you've got no choice but to put an S tier.
Yes.
Well, there we go. I don't make the rules.
Well, we can at least discuss him and rank him.
So, Carl the Maid. So,
he is...
Long story short... Yeah,
yes.
No, go on.
No, he is the lover of Asha Greyjoy, correct?
Yes. He is her pet, as Stannis calls. Stannis calls both Carl and Christopher Botley. No, sorry. Theon sees Carl the Maid and Christopher Botley as Asha's pets in the...
Not incorrectly.
Yes, not incorrectly. Although it's she has a different relationship with each pet.
Yes.
She's patting Christopher on the head and telling him to fetch a stick, but having more fun with Carl the maid.
I do. I like it because it does very much. It describes him because he can't grow a beard, which same.
Yeah, twink supremacy.
But it's also like it is obviously ironic since he is the one like sleeping with Asha.
Yes, it's honestly I quite like it quite
Yeah,
a
me
lot
too.
actually. I quite
And it's
like
pretty
this nickname.
catchy. I'd say B.
I think B too.
Yeah, it's good.
Carl the maid, in you go. Boop.
Excellent. So who's next? We're still in Dorne.
Who's next? Okay,
Dark
so
Star.
I'm deliberately cucking you and not mentioning a certain person yet. So let's move on to Archibald Ironwood, who is the big burly bald guy who goes along with Quentin Martell. Do you remember him?
Right?
Yeah, just Arch.
S.
I think this is
kind of Joff tier, you know?
Yeah, it's not offensive. It's just like Arch.
And then Drink, right?
Is his nickname Drink?
Arch and Drink.
I don't even have him there. Jarrus drink water. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Drink.
Okay. Okay. Are you with me in Drink being like borderline F tier?
Yes, I think we have to keep Arch and Drink together though.
No, but Arch is like kind of a cool name. Drink. I
honestly like
Jarrus
Drink more than
water
Arch.
is already a stupid name, and then like Drink.
Bryce the Orange Drink.
I
I think it's on the same tier as Arch.
Oh, I think Arch
it's not
is at
bad
least...
enough to warrant an F.
Drink. Oh, this is my friend. This is my mate. Drink.
I think it kind of goes hard. Not gonna lie.
Okay. I'll put him next to Arch.
Also, Tom Rolfe has correctly pointed out with a super chat that Carl has made a cuckold of Eric Ironmaker, which is true. Are they in the same tier? Or no, that's not even a nickname. Oh my god. I keep thinking Eric Ironmaker is a nickname.
Okay, Franklin Fowler.
That name is
head
familiar.
of House Fowler. The Sigil of House Fowler is a hawk on blue. His nickname is the Old Hawk. Yeah, it's a classic. It's named after his sigil. He's an old man. The Old Hawk. That feels D tier to me. That's Red Crab. You can just go in there. You're probably being covered up by the box.
He is
it's all good.
pretty cleanly.
Let me check the stream. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff being covered up.
I'll make it a little smaller.
Do your thing.
Y'all can see behind the curtain again real quick. Ooh, chat is smaller now. Going back. All right, better.
Okay. So Silver Santagar. Her nickname is pretty simple, and it's Spotted Silver.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's because she's freckled, so it's kind of simple.
Better than it could
It's not like
be.
it's not like a kind of a nasty nickname because she's like pimply or has acne. It's like she's freckly. She's called Spotted Silver. It's kind of lame, if I'm being honest.
D.
I also this is our second woman, right?
What?
This is our second female character with a nickname.
On this entire
There are not
thing?
many. Yeah, it's Asha Greyjoy, Kraken's daughter. Oh, Alarasta Sphinx as well, if that is in fact.
Also
and Lady
Brienne?
Lance. So it's okay. So it's the fifth. It's the fifth. But it is
Also,
mostly men because a
Alaras
lot of
is
them relate to.
Alaras is a boy?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Spotted Silver is like E. Honestly,
I would agree with that.
She is in fact spotted, and her name is Silver. You can't deny her that. And then I think we're done with Dawn, right?
We have one left.
Oh, we do we?
I believe so.
Well,
I've
are
heard
you referring at all
S tier.
to Darkstar?
S tier. It is a little warrior
Okay.
cats, but it is S tier.
I will say this. So, the meme about Darkstar has sort of developed a life of its own, and as much as the character does come across as George trying hard to make a cool character and falling on his face, and being able to recreate the magic of making minor characters and then finding out retrospectively that they're really popular with fans and not realizing that he'd like done that. And despite all that, right, despite the perception of him, he like Darkstar is not that bad of a nickname. In fact, it's kind of cool. You know, like Darkstar as a character isn't as cringy as people say he is. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
Darkstar, you know, it's not like a awesome nickname, but it's like Darkstar. You know, there's stars on the Dane sigil. There's the shooting star, and he's like, "Well, I'm dark. I'm Darkstar."
It also
'cause I'm
contrasts
Dane,
like
but
the
I'm
Sword
bad.
of the Morning,
The sword of the evening.
which also I should clarify. A lot of people are saying in the chat, "Why not rank Sword of the Morning?" That is a title, and that will be a different stream.
Yes, that is a title. So S tier for the meme, but in terms of actuality, Darkstar's
good.
like
A
fine.
or B?
It's like a B or a C for me, you know.
B. We have overlap there.
Yeah, B, and like it does flow nicely. Darkstar, it relates to his sigil. If he weren't so edgy, I feel like it would feel more powerful. But like, yeah, Darkstar, it's fine.
Yeah.
Darkstar.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
He is of the night. I did a when I did my Song of Ice and Fire RPG in my second year of uni, when I ran that, the characters went to Dawn for, I can't remember why, some kind of quest, and I thought I'd give them a Darkstar cameo. So like, they bumped
that's a
into
good
like a bunch
cameo
of
choice.
Danes, and Gerald Darkstar, and I didn't reveal what his name was. I just described him exactly as he was, and like as he said goodbye to them, he went, "I am of the night," and flicked his hair and like rode up.
I want to get your opinion on something. Scratch your brain a little.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think there hasn't been an Ario Hota sample chapter? Because, in my opinion, he is the perfect character to get one, because he is so isolated and wouldn't spoil any other part of the story.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right? It's bizarre. I think he's dead. That's probably why. But who's to
Yeah,
say?
he's probably gonna. He's not gonna last long. But if he's got like 1 or 2 chapters, it's just gonna feel like why did you exist situation. Like why didn't we just have Ariane?
True.
In my opinion, the only Dawn POV, unless there's something happening with Darkstar and Obara and Aereo that's like game changing that I haven't worked out yet, I don't quite understand.
I had a
we
discussion
needed-
with my patrons a while back that actually kind of convinced me of something that, like, I think if a character is a candidate for a fake out death in the Winds of Winter, I think Aereo Hota is pretty high on the list. Like, you could have a chapter or 2 going after Darkstar with Obara and then like vanish until Dream.
I still don't get, like, at this point in the story, I don't understand. I can't see why we need to follow the camera that rides, tracking down Darkstar. Like, what are we getting from that? What is happening from that that's so vital?
I'll also
that
say,
we need
like,
a POV.
I don't know how much you've, or if at all, you've read the fanfic, but I really like the 2 Hota chapters that are there so far. I think they're like pretty much the best that could be done with the character, but I do think the character probably just shouldn't be.
I refuse to read the fanfic until it's either confirmed that Winds is coming out or confirmed that it's never coming out.
Fair enough.
That's my attitude towards the fanfic. Oh,
Who's
sorry,
next?
people in the chat are mentioning that Darkstar is a Grateful Dead song, so it's kind of a reference by George.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So, okay, do we want to do one more short region? Do we have any other short regions left?
Let's have a look. So the Reach is pretty long, the Riverlands is pretty long, and half of them are phrase. You're welcome. The Westerlands isn't that long because we don't know loads of characters from the Westerlands. The Vale is also quite short. The Vale, yeah. Shall we do Westerlands?
Let's do Westerlands.
Okay, so Tywin doesn't really have a nickname, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah. I think, like, in one chapter, someone thinks of him as, like, the Old Lion, but that's not necessarily, like, his nickname.
No.
But, so we're gonna move on to Jaime.
Which
who is, of course,
S tier.
The way it reads, the way it sounds, what it means for his character, Kingslayer is so iconic.
Oh my god.
That has to be S tier. It has to be S tier.
Just so evocative.
A Kingslayer. Not to be confused with the King Killer Chronicles that I haven't read, but apparently they have yet to introduce any kings or killers of kings.
Thank you, Tom Ralph, who super chatted and said the Iron Islands are not done with you. And that's true. We are not done with them. We're not done with any of these regions because we haven't done any common people yet. And we also haven't done any titles, which will be future things because, oh my God, there's so much.
My British classism is showing. And, like, oh, the titles will be so fun because you've got shit like the Pennyroyal and the Even Star.
Oh,
and,
the Even Star might be my favorite. That sounds like intergalactic king.
I don't even know what it means, but it's cool, you know?
Yeah, but no, you're right with King Killer being another thing. Like, what the one Brandon Sanderson book that he probably wishes he got to the name. What is it? It's Oathbringer is the name of the sword in his, which is, I mean,
yeah,
that's just kind of sad. Not to diss him at all. I've read some of his stuff and I've liked what I've seen, but it's not Oathkeeper. What else we got for Jamie?
And by the way, everyone, if you haven't seen it on my channel, we ranked Valyrian steel swords.
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
That was the last live stream we did together.
When was that?
That was last year for sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, Jamie has another nickname. Yes, it's the nick. Sorry, I bumped my mic. It's the nickname he comes up for himself.
Yeah, he does kind of.
He imagines himself being called Jamie Goldenhand or Goldenhand the Just. As a kind of to replace the Kingslayer nickname.
Yeah.
Which has to be higher than Iron Hand.
Yes.
Because Iron Hand is purely just he has a hand of iron. Golden Hand is like a nickname he conjures for himself to replace the horrible one that's stuck with him. And to kind of portray him more as a heroic figure in history. Like he wants his legacy to be Golden Hand, you know. It's cool. Golden Hand is cool.
I agree. So you're saying you prefer the gold price to the iron price?
Oh yeah, I'm a mainland slut through and through. I don't care about any of that. I'm a Greenlander. I'm a Reach boy. I'm getting drunk on red wine, Arbor Red, and eating berries and shit.
I think I tend more Stormlands myself.
You're a storm, really?
Yeah.
Just dark and stormy.
Yeah,
boring houses.
Of course.
The Reach, you got beautiful women, you got sunshine, you got fertile land.
Nah.
You've got Ironborn are annoying, but you can live, away from the coast. But if you want to travel to the coast, you can and have a nice little beach holiday, have a little beach episode.
Jace Dane in the chat has said that
Old Town, are you kidding me?
Our Valyrian Steel stream was in September.
Oh my God.
It's been half a year.
Since then, I've probably done like 2 or 3 solo streams.
I think
really
want to
pick up my
boat.
I've got to pick it up. I got to pick it up. Live streams are so much fun.
Yeah. Golden Hand. I think
yes.
B.
Yes.
B? I don't think it's quite A.
With B. I agree with B. Okay. Let's move on to. Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, sorry. I skipped Cersei because she creates a name for herself, but I think it's a title, not a nickname. Which is the Light of the West.
Is that she's the only person that thinks that?
Well, I think a herald announces her as the Light of the West, and it's the only time anyone has ever done that to anyone.
And you think that
no one else has called that? So I feel like she came up with it. Like, call me the Light of the West.
Yeah, I think I buy into that headcanon now.
But we'll keep the undertitles. So for now, we'll move on to Tyrion, who has a lot of nicknames, actually. So first up, the obvious one is the Imp. So again, he has dwarfism. He's short. Imp is a reference to his stature, a mocking reference to his stature. It also implies mischievousness, devilishness, a kind of villainousness, which he is sort of getting sucked into. He gets sucked into the people's expectations of him and sort of gives into it.
That quote that's on the wall in the Sopranos college episode.
You're saying that as if
you don't know that? Hold on. I'm going to Google it. Sorry, everyone. Here we go. Yeah, no, it's a quote from Hawthorne. No man can wear one face to himself and another to the multitude without finally getting bewildered as to which may be true.
Ooh, so kind of that's a very nice quote.
I know, like the nickname becoming the man type deal.
Yeah, and he has become the Imp. He sort of plays into it more and more, and now he's sort of that's sort of how history will see him at this point. He is like the murderous imp. I think imp is a really powerful nickname for him. I think A tier person.
I would agree with that. I was between B and A, but I think A is probably better.
The imp. I've noticed a little pattern when I do tier lists, which is a fun little the Haven lore of tier lists. The more bloated one tier is, the less likely I am to put something in it.
That is
I'm
fair.
more likely to drive it down.
We've filled
or put
up
it up.
C and D, and we have suddenly not thought that things are.
It's
C's
always
and
B.
D's.
B is always stuffed in every single live stream with tier lists.
Yeah.
I do, or we do. It's always stuffed.
I do think we've had a pretty
he's-
good distribution so far, though.
So Tyrion is also known as by the Mountain Clansmen of the Vale,
Twisted Demon Monkey.
the Half Man.
Oh, that's I'd say also A
Half man.
tier.
Half Man. Yeah, that's a cool name, Half Man. It's not even derogatory. Well, it kind of is, but it's also not.
Yeah.
The Half
And I mean, that's
Man.
like what's chanted at the Blackwater. He kind of embraces it.
And then when he's like, I don't want to be the Quarterman or whatever.
Yeah. I think they're
Okay,
on similar levels. I think I like the Half Man slightly more than the Imp.
Let me double check something actually. So you talked about Demon Monkey.
Twisted Demon Monkey.
Yes, and there's that show that scene in
Yeah,
the
is
show.
that
where it's
is
like,
that show
dancing to
only?
the tune of the Twisted Demon Monkey. It's different in the book. I thought so. It's different. Listen to this. Brother couples with sister in the bed of kings, and the fruit of their incest capers in his palace, to the piping of a twisted little monkey demon.
Oh shit.
D&D
David and
swapped it.
Dan ruined it.
That is a very weird swap.
Actually, I kind of like their version a little better, but it's maybe just because I've heard it more. I don't know.
Like the way he says it is seared into my head. The demon
Twisted
monkey.
Demon Monkey.
And then Tyrion's like, demon monkey?
That's
Demon
I
monkey
like
it
that scene
does
of the
is
show.
yeah, I like demon monkey actually. But we have to go with monkey demon, which is also monkey demon also kind of
F?
slaps. I'm not
I
gonna
don't know.
F
Yes.
monkey demon. I like monkey demon.
I don't know.
It's kind of meant to be ridiculous.
Yeah. E.
E ugh. Okay. E for monkey demon. I like monkey demon, but there we go. And he's also given a nickname, so that's a nickname given by some crazy preacher guy. What is the nickname given to him by his lover, Shay?
My Lion of Lannister. My Giant
Yes,
of Lannister.
Giant of Lannister. I think maybe she says both, or maybe she says lion in the show, but Giant of Lannister.
I think she says both at different points.
We'll
Because
stick
there
with
is
Giant
the
just
worst
because
chapter
lion's
in
a
the
bit
entire
more.
series, which is the two of them just hooking up with the dragon skulls and literally nothing else happening.
In Clash, right?
No, in guess what book?
I refuse to believe it.
It's Storm.
I think I remember that chapter. Yeah, because he goes. Is that when he goes in like a little tunnel and then yeah,
Yes.
they're
It's
and then they
just
bang and then like
I think Martin realized that like there really wasn't a ton of time for that relationship in the chapters as he already structured them. So he just kind of built in one more to like solidify this connection before he tears it down.
is that not the same chapter where Tyrion's having a chat with Varys?
That you're thinking
we-
of Clash of Kings.
Oh, so this
There is
chapter
a
literally
chapter
just,
in A Storm of Swords that is just them
is just
hooking up
Tyrion
next
getting
to
his
dragon
nut.
skulls.
Damn.
It's like 5 pages long.
Damn. Okay, I gotta reread that.
Yeah, it is Giant of Lannister in the books more often. So I'm good
Okay,
with ranking
Giant
that
of
as well.
Lannister. Giant of Lannister. So it's kind of, it's Shay giving him a cute, ironic nickname. Like,
Yeah.
you're my giant. To me, you're a giant. But then it kind of, as Tyrion would say, turns to ashes in his mouth, right?
it
It
also,
becomes
like-
this kind of mocking thing.
In addition to being that like both pet name and mocking, it is kind of accurate to like the power dynamic of the relationship, in that like Tyrion is the one who is the giant there.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
just
kinda
in terms
like it.
of him as a force of nature and sort of the influence he has and the legacy he will leave behind, like he is a giant in many ways. Like from the first book is like his shadow stood as tall as a king.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fire line. I love that line.
It's a really good line. I'd say C tier.
As a short king myself, I related. C tier, Giant Lannister. Yeah, I agree.
Also, have we
Whoa.
streamed since you were on Martin's blog? Speaking of you being a short king,
Honestly, maybe not.
that's insane. By the way,
Shout out to that. That is wild.
yeah.
That I
Also,
keep
like
forgetting that
not
happened.
named, just like that's he probably Googled and that was the first picture
Oh
that
yeah,
came up.
if you type in George Aban Oxford, one of the pictures is that
That's
picture I
hilarious.
posted from Twitter. So instead of taking an official picture from the event, he just Googled that and then took a picture that was taken by one of my mates.
Your
Who's
socks
actually
will
in
live in infamy
maybe in the chat
forever.
right now? Yeah. That is wild. I keep forgetting that. It's so surreal that I'm just kind of like, you know,
Yeah, and it's not
there are
like
like parts of being a there are parts of being a YouTuber where you get really hype, and then other parts where something so surreal happens that you're just kind of like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, George R. R. Martin posted my short ass fucking standing in front of him in my blue socks.
God.
That's crazy.
What other Tyrion nicknames do we have? We're not doing false
Um,
identities, so no Hugor Hill, no Yallo,
yeah, no
Yolo.
false identities. We have one more, which is the nickname that's been given to him by the Bravosi, who are making a play about him, and this is the last one for Tyrion.
Is this from Mercy?
Yes, it's the Bloody Hand.
Ooh, I forgot that referred to him. I remember that as the title of the play. Ooh.
Yes, because
Ooh.
it's a double entendre in a way. It's a bloody hand in terms of like a kind of a
Yeah.
Macbeth situation.
That's
But at
pretty
the same
good.
time, he is the hand. He is murderous. He's the bloody hand. He killed his nephew and his father. I think it's a great name. I think
That's
it's a
also
great name.
like the what was it? My first John Connington analysis. The thumbnail I'd had. I think I called him the Gray Hand.
Now that's F tier.
Thank you. Bloody Hand's pretty good.
I bloody hand for me is like A tier.
I would agree with that.
Whoopsie, dropped my mic. People are like, why does my mic keep falling over? The base of the mic is broken. It's
He's
resting
actually
on its.
holding it the entire time.
I'm holding it like a commentary YouTuber trying to look cool in front of a green screen.
Maybe that I'll pivot and start doing that, I think.
That would be fire. Can you? Okay, let's move on to Tyrek Lannister.
Who? Never heard of him.
Now, this isn't a meme, right? So we're not going to be talking about any animals.
No, this is
We'll be
serious.
talking about the wet nurse.
Oh, because he marries the baby.
Because he is betrothed to a newborn baby from House Erenfoot? No.
I couldn't tell you.
From House something. And because he's like 13 years old,
That's
everyone calls him the
hilarious.
wet nurse.
I completely
Poor guy.
forgot about that.
This guy has to wait like
That's
a
the thing.
solid.
It's a bad nickname, but it's so funny.
It is funny. Like it's a good nickname. It's a
Yeah.
It's just completely roasty. I like it a lot actually. The wet
Yeah,
nurse.
honestly, I think maybe A or B. B.
I'm gonna go B.
I was gonna say it's
go
not
B.
Red Viper.
No, the wetness. I like that. Yeah, I thought Lancer would have one. He doesn't. Lancer doesn't have one. And that's all the Lannister ones I could find actually.
Wow. How many?
There are cool
Westlands do we have
titles.
left?
They have cool titles, but in terms of nicknames, there's not much there. 4 more Westerlands characters. Do you want to hear them?
I would love to.
Sir Lionel Craigpaul, from House
Oh, the
Craigpaul.
strong boar.
Yes, their sigil is a boar, and so he's just a big burly himbo of a guy, and he's called Strongboar. It's kind of cool. It's a
Yeah.
cool name.
I'd say C tier.
Yeah, C tier. He's a boar. He's strong. It's kind of cool sounding.
It
Compared to,
sounds
like,
cool,
Red
but it's
Crab.
basic.
Yeah. Just like you. Next
Thank
up we
you.
have. Oh, this is a cool one. Reynold Westerling.
I don't remember a title.
He is
for him.
called. He is called. Bum 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 bum. The Knight of Seashells.
Ooh,
Because he's a knight and House Westling sigil of seashells.
I have
It's kind of cool.
I'm
guess.
more personally attached to that than I should be. I would say B.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
The Knight of Seashells.
Yes, I have a soft spot for shell sigils, if I could speak.
The Knight of Seashells. I think that's kind of, yeah, you know. That's like D tier for me. That's like,
Let's say C.
let's say C. Let's compromise. Let's compromise. Let's
That's
compromise.
the name of the
Uh,
game today.
and uh the fact we thought we could go through every,
I will say, after the Westerlands, I think we should do one more character to fulfill the thumbnail.
yes, we should. Otherwise, we are clickbaiting to a
Correct.
maximum degree. So,
we'll
the two more
wade
Westerland
through
characters.
Daenerys after this.
First off, we have the one, the only Gregor Clegane.
I forgot that's Westerlands. So the Mountain and the Hound, right?
Yeah, the mountain, also known as the mountain that moves and the mountain that rides.
Can we
But
rank the
generally,
Mountain
the
that
mountain.
rides? Because I think that's S tier.
The mountain that rides. What, separately from the mountain?
No, I'm just saying as like the ranking for that nickname.
Oh, as in, are we bothering to separate?
Yeah, I think just the
The
mountain
mountain.
that rides.
I'll just call it that because the mountain is just a shorter version of that.
Yeah,
nickname.
and the mountain that rides is cooler.
The mountain that rides.
I think it's an S tier.
I think the mountain that rides is kind of goofy compared to just
What?
the mountain.
Are you
The
serious?
mountain that rides. I'm just imagining a mountain on a horse is kind of like.
I'm just imagining the biggest guy possible.
I mean, okay, yeah. Mountain that rides S tier. I would put mountain S tier anyway. To be honest.
Okay, that's
the
fair.
mountain, as like. I guess I'm so used to like the name that you kind of don't think about it much, but like as a nickname for a big guy, the
That's
mountain
insane.
is actually crazy. That's
Yeah.
a crazy nickname. The mountain.
It's just showing how much of like a force of nature he is.
And he actually has another nickname, which is I
Tywin
don't even know if
Lannister's
that's
dog.
even. Yes, Tywin Lannister's Mad Dog. Lord Tywin's Mad Dog.
Lord Tywin's
Slash.
Mad Dog kind of goes hard.
It does actually. It's not S tier, but like
I think it's
Lord
A.
Tywin's Mad. Fuck it, let's go A.
And I think the Hound
And
is
dude-
also probably A tier.
Yes, that is the final one. The Hound.
Ties into
Also
the
known
sigil.
as-
It ties into him being a very loyal servant to the Lannisters for a
The Hound,
while.
yes.
It
It's
ties
just
into
a
him
cool
being
fucking-
just maybe better than you think, because like everybody likes a dog, and he ends up being, you know.
Man, there's something about reading Game of Thrones and just the constant barrage of new cool characters
Yeah,
that you're juggling, and you're like, these are all just cool in their own way, and they're all doing their own thing, and they keep coming back into the story in a fun way. Like for the Hound that he just came up with like a cool character, and he probably didn't know where the arc was going, but he was like, I'm just gonna throw this guy in here. This is the Hound. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, actually,
oh,
I was looking at this recently. The new like guide to like mega guide to the Winds of Winter. Did you read that? That came out in January.
no. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yes, it's
Yeah,
Brendan
the-
Beefish.
Yes, who is back?
Who I was informed in my live chat on my live stream discussing Battle of Steel. I was informed that he had died.
What?
Someone was just outright telling me he died. He passed away.
He did not.
Yeah.
But no, the thing that stuck out to me there when I was reading through it is Martin confirmed in a panel, I think in 2016, that the Hound is alive.
Oh, he just outright said it.
Yeah, he said that his arc would continue.
Hell yeah! I mean, that's not too. That's one of those.
I think based on
kind
the
of-
show, we can make that assumption, and I think that is
It's
why
what I said
he
earlier.
felt comfortable saying that.
It's what I said earlier about the sort of the things that aren't technically canon, but we accept them as canon.
Yes.
One of them is like the Hound is the Gravedigger. Like we just kind
Yes.
of accept that that's objective. at this
500%.
point.
So,
Okay, well,
Daenerys time.
we're wrapping up with Daenerys. Okay, so bear in mind that we're separating nicknames.
Oh,
from
no titles. Yeah.
So the thing with Daenerys is that some of them are merged. So I'm taking the ones that are more nicknamey and separating them from the titles.
Okay. Because
So,
it is like a
for
big, long
example-
list.
Yeah. So for example, the main one, not the main one, but I mean the first one she has even before she sets out on her escapades are Stormborn, Daenerys Stormborn, because she's born during a storm on Dragonstone.
B. I feel like that's not that unique.
B, unless you're saying it in Jorah's voice from the show. Daenerys Stormborn.
That's fair.
And then it
Also,
becomes S.
Pioneer has super chatted saying that we forgot Hardstone.
Oh yes, Harwin Plum. So Harwin Plum, who
What?
flirts with Gatehouse Amy. He's known as Harwin Hardstone because
Of
that plum got a
course.
big hard stone in it. Yeah, he's a
Har-
discount Harwin Breakbones.
of course. Thank you for pointing that out, Pioneer. I'd say Stormborn. My thought is B. What do you think there?
Yes, it's a cool name. Daenerys Stormborn goes awesomely. In terms of like a fantasy nickname, it is kind of generic, like Stormborn.
Yeah, I
You
think
know.
Daenerys has better nicknames.
Um.
Hardstone, I
So
would say, is probably C or D.
yeah, Harwin Hardstone. Let's see. Let's go C. The alliteration saves it as usual.
Carl
Um.
Karstark with the, or sorry, that's InGen saying that. InGen says Danny is a nickname too.
I'm not gonna count. Oh, I guess we have Josh. Joff. Yeah, no, that's a good point. If we have
Yeah,
Joff, Danny. Um. Honestly, I prefer it. I prefer it to Joff.
I agree.
Uh,
I'd say D for Danny.
D for Danny. Let's go. It's a
Um,
nice way of shortening her. Honestly, I don't because I read the books before I watched the show, so like trying to pronounce her name in my head was a I don't even know how I pronounced it before I watched the show. I probably had like there, you know, like I don't think I even properly had a. My brain would just skip over the name. I was like Dane Eris.
Daenerys. You're like
Dane
Roy
Eris.
Dotrice.
So again, wait, let me just double check because I do want to separate nicknames from titles here.
Can I have you check on something else while you're doing that as well?
Of course, I am the tech
You're
guy.
the guy
I'm
in the
guy
chair. So we have a super chat here from Optimum Boots saying Tywin, the Great Lion of the Rock. Is that said at any point in the series?
Let me
Because I can't
double check.
remember. I don't think
The
so. Let me
Great
search
Lion of the Rock. There's a citation here. Storm of Swords, Chapter 24, Brand 2. Search of Ice and Fire. Storm of Swords. Great Lion. Mira Reed says the Great
Oh,
Lion of the Rock had quarreled with the king and stayed away, but many of his bannermen and knights attended all the same.
I see. So that opens the can of worms of all of Mira's nicknames from that story,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
are mostly history, so mostly would be another stream.
Yes, because she refers to all these like real life people as like characters with interesting names, right?
Yeah.
I
But
think we'll save that.
let's do
We'll
Great
save that.
Lion of the Rock.
Okay, we will do it. Okay.
Because Tywin having no titles doesn't feel right.
Great Lion of the Rock. I mean, first off, even out of context in a vacuum, if I was like, oh yeah, there's a lord called the Great Lion of the Rock, that's wild.
That's the coolest guy to ever live.
It's bizarre that he doesn't have like an official nickname. Actually, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Tywin Lannister doesn't have like
He
an
also
official nickname.
he doesn't seem
Like,
the type to tolerate a nickname, is my thinking as to the reasoning.
well, unless that nickname fed into
Was
the
like
reputation
the Great
he's
Lion
trying
of
to
the Rock.
yeah, or even like I don't know, like Tywin the Butcher. You'd think at least someone would,
Yeah.
the Butcher of. One of my favorite nicknames in all of fantasy is Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher, being referred to as the Butcher of Blaviken.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oof.
And the crazy thing is that like that's translated into the English, right, from Polish. So I don't
Yeah.
even know what it is in the Polish, but the Butcher of Blaviken. Oh, that melts me. You know what I'm saying?
I think Great Lion of the Rock has to be S tier.
Great Lion of the Rock.
Or
I
A.
don't
S
think
or
it's.
A. What do you think?
I'm gonna go A. It's not quite
Okay.
like unique enough to be.
You know what I think
S.
is S tier, and I'm prepared to fight for it because I don't know if the chat will agree or you will agree.
Hit me.
Mother of Dragons.
Mother of Dragons.
I think we take it for granted at this point in the series.
Mother of Dragons. In fact, hold on. I was just getting Danny up. So let me just very quickly. So Mother of Dragons technically counts as an honorific title when she becomes Queen of Marine.
Oh, really?
So just to run through all her titles, Daenerys Stormborn is a nickname. The Unburnt is a nickname.
Okay.
Queen of Marine is a title. Queen of the Andals, Rhoynar, First in the Men, a title. Khaleesi is a title, obviously. And then her other two nicknames are Mother of Dragons, which it says here is an honorific title assumed by Daenerys during her reign as Queen of Marine, and not Breaker of Chains, but Breaker of Shackles.
Oh. So,
which is another honorific title after she becomes Queen of Marine.
I think we can count the honorific titles in this instance as nicknames.
Okay, so not the official. Okay. So in that case, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Shackles, and Unburnt. And in terms of other nicknames, she also has Breaker of Chains.
Okay. So,
But
okay.
So she's referred to both as the Breaker of Chains and the Breaker of Shackles. She actually has a lot of nicknames. She's known as Dragon Mother, Daughter of Death, Azor Ahai Returned, Aegon the Conqueror with Teats. There's way too many here. Holy shit. Let's just stick with the three main ones. So Mother of Dragons to start off with. That does slap.
I think it's S tier.
I'm gonna go S tier. The Unburnt.
I'd say B.
Yeah, Unburnt is cool.
It's pretty unique. Fine. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's fitting. Do we want to do Breaker of Chains and Breaker of Shackles separately?
Yeah, Breaker. Yes, so Breaker of Shackles is an honorific title that she assumes as Queen of Marine, and Breaker of Chains is just something she's also referred to as in a Tyrion chapter. So, and then in the show they basically merge them because So I feel like you probably agree with me on this one, which is that Breaker of Chains goes extremely hard. Breaker of Shackles is kind of awkward.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think Breaker of Chains probably A, Breaker of Shackles probably D.
Yeah. Breaker of Chains is very ironic. Iconic, sorry.
What about Misa?
Oh yes, that is a nickname.
It means mother in Valyrian.
That's just But again, are we in that case? Do we put just the word Misa, or do we put the translation? Because mother is not a particularly interesting nickname unless you're talking about Melisandre.
I think Misa.
Misa. Okay, so Breaker of Shackles, that's kind of lame. Like compared to Breaker of Chains, Breaker of Shackles is like
it's a mouthful.
It may be C, like just kind of like
okay. C is good.
It is. And then Misa. So Misa sounds
Misa
awesome.
like.
Shut the fuck up. Misa. How do you spell?
It's M-H-S. Oh wait, M-H-Y-S-A.
Yeah, you're right. I got it wrong way around. There we go. Misa. What do you think about Misa?
I think it's short but sweet. I'd say like B or C.
Yeah, I'm gonna go B.
I think it's good in my eyes, like from a reader's perspective, because I think it's like
it's memorable, it's cool.
It's cool, but I also think it communicates like mother without having to know the language.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Which is impressive.
It does have it's motherly.
Yeah,
it's very impressive actually. Okay, so she has so many other nicknames that are like more casual, so we won't rank them, but I will let me go through them just so you know, because she has a loads. So obviously her official titles: Stormborn, Unburnt, Queen of Marine, Queen of the Andals, Rhoynar and the First Men, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, Breaker of Shackles, Mother of Dragons. Those are that's her titles. Her nicknames are Dany, the Silver Lady, the Dragon's Daughter, Dragon Mother, which actually kind of goes hard, Dragon Mother, Bride of Fire.
Ooh.
Daughter of Death.
Jesus. Yeah, this is all Undying stuff.
Yes. Slayer of Lies, of course, Undying. Child of Three, in reference to the dragons. The Whore of Westeros. I believe that's
probably some Myrni's noble.
Name? Yeah, the good master from Astapor. What's his name? Resnaz Mo. No.
I was gonna say
Resnak Mo. Raznak. Oh my god. Yeah. Resnak Mo Erez?
That sounds right.
God damn it. the prince that was promised.
Original.
She's referred to as that. The Silver Queen. Breaker of Chains. Aegon the Conqueror with teats.
S tier.
Much like how Rhaenyra is referred to as Maegor the Cruel with teats by the Greens. Azor Ahai Returned. The Dragon Queen and the Queen Across the Waters.
Quinn Across the Waters goes hard.
That does.
But I would say with that, we're probably... I think this is the extent of the list for today.
What a stream.
Oh
I mean,
my God,
one
dude.
of these
Look at all
days,
these
I think we need
words.
to... One of these days, we need to officially set aside time where we're both able to go and, like, have, like, a...
Like a
All-Shift
research
X glider
session?
style... Like 4-hour live stream, 4-5, like
Yes.
we need to set aside some time to have a big one because I'm up for it. But
Same.
it's quite late for me now. It's like 20 past midnight.
Jesus,
so I've gotta...
Get you to sleep, man. Thank you all so much for joining us. Go subscribe to Fantasy Haven. I'm sure you already, but make sure. What do you have cooking, Fantasy?
I've just finished the real Barristan, as I've said, and now that I've created a bunch of Essos drawings and characters, I'm gonna move on to the Battle of Fire. Where I'm going to be breaking down the upcoming battle in the Winds of Winter. So that's, Barristan and the Shave Pate and Daenerys and Drogon and the Yunkai slave soldiers and masters. And then you've also got, like, Marwyn the Mage and you've got Victarion and the Ironborn. Like, it's just chaos. And it's probably going to be a nightmare of a video to make. But I'll try and make it.
The true
and then after that,
positions alone.
I'm gonna finish off my little arc. Because I've done Battle of Snow, Battle of Steel, Battle of Fire. I'm going to finally move on to the Battle of Blood, which will probably be preceded by something like the real Euron Greyjoy to lead into that. So yeah,
Nice.
Lots of good stuff coming.
Excellent. I look forward to all of that. Barristan was great. I would advise you all check that out as well. In terms of my stuff, be sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. And I have a video coming out on Saturday that I'm currently pulling up the thumbnail for, where I'm discussing the many ways in which Tommen might die in the Winds of Winter. I go over a number of theories, some my own, some just made by the community in general, and I'm excited to share that with all of you in the near future. And hopefully I will stream much more going forward, especially with Fantasy Haven here. Thank you again so much for watching. Do you have any final words here?
Like and subscribe to... I was going to say something funny. I couldn't think of anything funny.
Oh, both of us.
Patreon. Check out my Patreon.
Give me mine money. Too. I have one too now.
He has one too. Took him long enough.
True. All right. Well, I will see you all in the very near future. Thank you all for joining us.
Part 2.
Goodbye, everyone.
Part 2. See ya.
Wow. Good stream.
Oof.
That was really fun. That was a really great topic, too.